Live. Post not sent. What the fuck?
We live?
We're live.
Folks, welcome back to another edition of Hockey Night in Scottsdale, brought to you always by Heat Daddy Merch and Butter Golf. Folks, a marquee matchup tonight between the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference. The Red Hot Oilers, the best team in the National Hockey League, especially over the last 10 games, 10-0. They are perfect in their last 10 games, and we are live, from Edmonton, Alberta. Bobby Gucci, 7 p.m. Mountain. We have the Leafs visiting the Edmonton Oilers. A great matchup of a lot of stars in this game. Gooch, how we doing tonight, brother? And welcome back to the couch over here in North Scottsdale. Baby.
I feel so good.
You serious? Oh my God, the league leader, Bobby Gucci, gets us going just 20 seconds into the first frame. Holy shit, let's see how this happened because I don't even know what happened there. What a play here by Matthews as he corrals the puck. He grabs it and takes ice. A little drop play as they always do. Marner over to Matthews. Bang, bang, trip.
God.
How you doing? What a start from the Maple Leafs. But look at this high cycle right here. You drop the kids off at the park. Marner takes a look. Little pumpernickel right over to Matthews. And Skinner has no chance on that, Bobby.
He buried that like my grandpa got buried after he got hit by a landscaping truck switch. I mean, listen, I didn't even look at the screen yet. That was quick. That was quicker than when I was with that guy's bird on Friday night.
Oh, my God.
We're not going to get into that. But anyway, it's good to be here. I just had a couple of drinks. We're going to watch the game. And, I might just go back to the bar after this. I'm just so hyped from Martin Luther King Jr. Day weekend. I'm just so happy that Black people have came this far. Anyway, we're getting back to the game. We're 19:08 remaining in the period switch. But yeah, we're buzzing.
Wow.
We already have a goal here. Wow.
Well, we're both buzzing here. Folks, we again had our pregame Irish coffees over at Dominic's as we always do. 2 or 3 right to the screws. And what a start there from the Maple Leafs. I mean, talk about electric. You're playing the Red Hot Oilers. But just goes back to that play that Mitchie Marner and Austin Matthews make. It's a nice exchange play. You notice how the F3, Marner kind of reroutes himself. He sees Matthews taking the high ice. They run a little exchange, and wow, talk about a foreign exchange student. He seams it right across the slot to a seeing eye Matthews. And again, like I said, Skinner's not going to be able to get to that one. And Matthews, the league's best goal scorer, is on the board. And you mentioned a guy like Martin Luther King, Bobby. Shout out to the GOAT, Martin Luther Furta, as we refer to him over here at Hockey Night in Scottsdale. Again, folks, right now, if you're following along, 18:52 and counting, and we are live from Edmonton, Alberta. But most importantly, Bob, we're live from the couch here in North Scottsdale.
Yeah, we're just a couple assholes sitting on a couch, but Switch, we've never done a game at 7 o'clock Mountain Standard Time.
Nope.
And we saw this game on the calendar, and let me tell you, I got rock hard. Just a bunch of big boys out there. You got McStevenson. You have Draisaitl. You have Willie Stiles, Matthews. It just, the list goes on and on.
Ted Nugent Hopkins, who took an absolute hometown discount. The guy, he's basically getting welfare checks. The amount of he's making as Max Domi takes one in here. But how about a guy like Ryan Nugent, Ted Hopkins? Oh my God! Oh! Holy shit, this game at Rogers Place is buzzing off the tree. Folks, if you haven't had a Viagra yet, you've got a little bit of a Dwayne Johnson, a.k.a. Rock, down in the growing area, well, settle up. This game looks to be all that it was advertised. This is actually criminal and how dumb the NHL is sometimes. How is this a regional game? How is this not nationally televised? You see these two teams, the two biggest stars. We got the best American player, the best Canadian player, and we're playing on TSN 3. Like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, listen, Twitch, I'm a guy, I absolutely hate saying this word, but I'm going to say it. The NHL is full-blown retarded, and I mean that with all due respect to the retarded community. Yes. I don't mean it as an insult. I mean it that this is literally mentally challenged, that this isn't on national TV. Because, listen, if you want to grow the game, you want people to watch games like this, where the superstars are playing, they're throwing right, they're throwing left, they're fucking hard. Why not have this on national TV? We'll never know.
Yeah, both teams, their chins are tucked. They have this game circled. The schedule is not rocket science here, Bob. You're looking at the schedule. It usually comes out 4 or 5 months in advance. How do you not look at this game? Maybe slide a TNT game, maybe an ESPN game. Who knows? Grow the game south of the border. But anyways,
just get it on the damn TV for everybody.
Right.
It's not that hard.
I guess that's our job over here at Hockey Night in Scottsdale, to do a game like this and bring you, the people, watching this game with us. Folks, thanks again for tuning along. And again, if you're getting at us in the chat, load up those questions. Right around the 13-minute marker is when we take those questions for the first, commercial break of the first period in the first frame. So Gooch, great game. Again, if you're following along here, folks, 17:36 on your radio dial and counting as they send in the puck to who's playing.
Somebody just 17:30, 17:29, 17:28. Swiss just mentioned it. I want to chime in.
Right.
That's where we're at. 17:25, 17:24.
Yep. So we got Martin Jones actually kicking tonight for the Maple Leafs. Now it's been a surprise for Martin Jones. He's kind of battled it in between the minors and being sent down. Who knows where else? He played a little bit in Seattle. He spent time in San Jose, Man Jose. That is. We always give love to Man Jose, but. Yeah, Martin Jones, he's been a surprise for the Maple Leafs. Joseph Wall, obviously hurt right now. Samsonov, he can only play, 2 out of 3. So Martin Jones gets a look tonight, a guy in the past that has had success. He's about 33-year-old right now, a 1990 born. So we'll see how he does tonight. But right now, this line, this big boy hockey, Matthews looks like he's buzzing. Anytime you get on the board, Rob, early as a goal scorer, you're going to be feeling it.
Yeah, I remember, I played a horrendous level of hockey, but whenever you just get a point, especially a goal, you just have that swag. It's kind of like whacking a chick out of your league. The next day you wake up, you walk into the living room with your barrel hanging out, and you tell the boys, hey, remember that chick that's a 10 and I'm a 2.5? I whacked her, and you just have a different swagger in your steps. So getting that first goal is really important.
You got the shirt off, you got the oatmeal raisin right around the chest there, and you're dusting off some frosted flakes, and you're telling the boys you got the peacock going, right? Your wrench is hanging out. You think your balls are hitting the floor because you just whacked Stacy, who happened to be a 9, and somehow you did slip something into her drink, but it just worked out. I don't know how it happened. Sometimes, not
tricks like fucking ugly guys sometimes, and that's
right.
for guys like me comes in. I know it's very cliche, but sometimes girls make mistakes, and you never know. But anyway, getting back to the game, 4 shots to 0 for Toronto. Like, dude, Toronto came out hard right now. I think Edmonton, a little bit on their heels. They're North Carolina Tar Heels right now, but
they came out Johnny Sins hard. And like I said, Robbie, anytime you're Matthews, you can get on the board early. You're thinking, hey, fuck, I scored 20 seconds into this game, 20-odd seconds. I might have 5 or 6 tonight. You're getting into that flow state. You're feeling good about your game. And the Maple Leafs right now, they're taking it to the home team and the hottest team in the NHL. But again, it's early on. We're only 4 minutes into this. Folks, if you're following along right now, we're at 15, 47 to play as Leon Draisaitl goes on Simon Benoit, causes a little bit of a turnover, and the Oilers with a little pushback here. So interested to see how these teams shake up. Again, the Maple Leafs that have been okay this year, probably not up to expectations. Again, they're building. They're still trying to find their way. Their defense, a question mark. Obviously, their goaltending. It's the same song and dance. But on the other side, a team like Edmonton, wow, man, the best team in the NHL at least over the last month, Rob.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of knew Edmonton was going to turn around. I mean, we sat here, we did a show with they lost to San Jose, and shout out to San Jose. We call it Man Jose. Why Swish? Because there's a lot of dudes in Man Jose, and they like spooning, but that's besides the point. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think the Edmonton Oilers, never a doubt, loyal to the oil. You kind of knew that McStevenson and Draisaitl were going to pull this team back into it, and it looks like the locker room's on board. So it's good to see, though. I want them to do well. I'm not a hater. I like greatness. I want to see McDavid take the team as far as he can go, and it's good for hockey. I know Gary kind of wants championships to be won in Dallas and Southern California, but I want to see, even though I'm American Swiss, I would love to see a Canadian team bring back the big silver mug just for the sake of how horny chicks are going to get and how the party is going to go.
Right. And like you said, they'd be burning down the fucking whole country. There would be wildfires. There would be spray on tans getting glued on. I mean, it would be insane because the last time, again, the Stanley Cup came north of the border was 1993 with the Montreal Canadiens.
That's insane.
As we know, it's been over almost 30 years now. So, folks, again, if you're following along right now, 14-11 and to play right now and counting. Again, with David Kampf, throws a little bit of a burger over 2. Well, it comes up the wall, and Morgan Riley, the F3 or the D-man jumping, and nice little play. He kind of shot in the low pad there. I don't know if he was shooting for a rebound, fella. You should have been tickling the ceiling there. A guy I really like, Rob, a guy came over from Toronto, and they kind of let him go for a price that wasn't egregious. Is a guy like Zach Hyman. I mean, he wasn't breaking the bank, and I think it's a really big piece they're missing in terms of a guy that's just kind of a heavy F1. He's a hunter-gatherer, as Dave Chappelle would like to call it. He goes into the pile, he mixes it up, but he's also a guy that can get you 35, 40-odd goals, especially he knows how to play with really big superstars. Zach Hyman is a guy that I've always liked his game. There's nothing flashy about it, but for whatever reason, he always tucks, man. It's crazy.
No, I know, and I know a lot of people are beefing with Jewish people right now, but he's one of my favorite Jewish players in the league to watch, and he just mucks and grinds, and we're going to get to the chat in a second, but I do want to say New York City, January 26th, we have tickets on sale to the after party, the actual Hockey Night in Scottsdale show is sold out, but we do have tickets to the after party. Calgary, we will be in your city on Friday. Don't even look at us until Saturday, though. I don't want to get tempted to get too drunk. We go on stage whenever we want. On Saturday, it's going to be around 4:30, 5 o'clock. Those tickets, there's still some left. But, yeah, Switch, like I said, a lot of people are beefing with the Jewish community right now. I know something's happening over in Israel or Cayman Islands, but Zach Hyman is just one of my favorite Jewish players to watch. And he's just a guy that, honestly, I think Toronto needs him. He mucks, he grinds, he gets to the dirty areas, and he's willing to put in the hard work.
Yeah, he's a guy. Listen, we're at commercial break, so load up the questions here, folks. But again, on Hyman, I mean, he's just a guy that's a lunch pail guy, low maintenance. He's only making 6 in a hook. He's a guy you can put on Mick Stevenson or McDusty or McJesus or whatever the hell you call him. You put him on the right side. He's going to go muck it up. He knows how to play, create space, and he's just an ultimate kind of a secondary piece that also, it's crazy to say, is a secondary piece, side piece that's going to score you 40 goals. Nothing like having a 10 that's a side piece, right? You got your starter, and then you got your middle reliever who your wife doesn't know about, and she's a 10.
Yeah, no, that's the best. We got Swish. We were talking this morning, excited for the boys to come to Minnesota for the Frozen Four. C Camper, I'm with you. Swish brought that idea up to me today, and I got so excited. I want to go to Minnesota so bad. I've never been. Especially for the Frozen Four, I think it'll be a great time.
Yeah, I mean, talk about a place that throws both ways. The state of hockey, those people are unbelievable up there. I lived there for the better part of 5 summers. Yes, I was a restricted free agent with a bird, but I would love to get up there, go to Cowboy Jacks, maybe line something up. So C Camper fella, low and slow over here.
Yep, Swish does have the batting glove on tonight, full OJ Simpson. I'm not a fan of violence, but I don't know what OJ's free. Anyway, we're not going to talk about that right now. We're going to get back to the chat. We always say this. Where are you watching from? Are you watching the game with us? We got 13-11 remaining in this son of a bitch of a hockey game. Where are you tapping in from? Keep in mind, we always throw up the comments on the screen, and a commercial break, we'll get to the comments. We'll answer anything. Are you upset about something? Do you have to rant about something? Do you have a hockey opinion? Anything. Do you have something shit talk about your father? Who cares? Say it. We'll try to get to it. But yeah, 5-1 here. Toronto has came out hot, but I feel like Oilers have settled down a little bit. I would like to see the crowd to get more into this game right away. It seems like they're kind of down and out right now. I mean, you got to get into the game as an Oilers fan, and just know you guys are the hottest team in the NHL now.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you're looking at a guy like Darnell Nurse sitting in the trapezoid behind his own net there. A guy that's played better as of late. Evan Bouchard is another defenseman I really look at. I put him in the same category as a guy like in New York with the Islanders, a Noah Dobson. I think he skates a little bit better than Dobson, but a guy that can really move the puck, especially on the power play, really finds the F1 coming back. He finds the guy. He puts the puck into guys' hands that really have speed, and he knows how to headman the puck. Victor Hedman is what I'm trying to say. But a guy I really like is Bouchard. And these Oilers, they'll get going here, Robbie. I mean, you got Ted Nugent absolutely buzzing right now. Ekholm firing the pill. The Leafs, it's going to take a little bit. It's going to take more than one to win this game. It looks like McJesus. Oh, God, is he buzzing right now? That's
my God. That first move.
I want to place a bet. Like, Price Pick should have a bet right now on how much and what would the line be for this power play. Assume they get to the power play. Assume Draisaitl doesn't touch it. But I would almost put William Guerin. That is Billy Guarantee that this goal, if they score on the power play here, Rob, it's going to be let's say score here. Oh my God. It's going to be a Draisaitl one-timer from McStevenson. Like it's automatic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the girl at 3 a.m. that you whacked 100 times. It's just automatic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
like you're coming with me. I know you're a 3, but we have that familiarity, and you're coming home, baby. You know my place. You have a toothbrush here. You even keep maybe your lip kit, maybe your face wash. You just know that familiarity. And I think right now, my God, is he in sick?
Oh my God. He put TJ Brody in an absolute cheese calzone right there.
He put him in an absolute fruit ninja. Talk about the blender. And then another look here, and he tries to go garage door on Martin Jones, and it wasn't open yet because it was only 10 p.m.
There's something about McDavid that looks different tonight. Does he have longer hair? Maybe he's chewing on his mouthpiece different. I don't know. He looks. What about McDavid's style is different? It's just me.
I don't know if his socks look a little lower, a little baggier, I'm not sure what's going on.
Different.
Maybe we had one too many Irish coffees. That could be the case. But look at the setup right now. It's a little bit of a different look. I thought normally Draisaitl would be in the spot where McStevenson is playing, but right now they got McDavid working the half wall. They got Ted Nugent, Ryan Hopkins on the other side, and Drat in the middle. So a little bit of a different look. I haven't been watching a ton of Oilers games because, again, it's a regional broadcast. Like, it's crazy to say that this game is not on national television, especially down south. Like, this would be such a good showcase for people in the U.S. to get a live look at 2 of the best stars, if not 3 to 5 of the best players in the league. So crazy, but we're doing it over here at Hockey Night in Scottsdale. Folks, if you're following along right now, 114 and counting on this power play as they're massaging this thing like a piece of Wagyu.
Oh, that was what you're talking about right there, Swish. Automatic. I can't believe you missed it.
I can't believe you missed that. But what do you think the line on something would that be like plus 300? Across box 1T. I mean, that should have been a goal. He had the whole net. Like, that's the play they always do. It's McDavid he kind of button hooks Rob right around the dot, and then he looks at the net the whole time, and it's either sauce or it's just exactly like that. A little sauce right across dot to dot. I mean, if Drat hits the net, if he hits the 4x6, that's in the cage. So that was exactly what I was talking about. He's fucking shaking his head right now because Draisaitl obviously knows that's a goal.
Yeah,
that's on the cage.
We're gonna get to the chat in a second here, but Swish, I agree. I think power play, Mick Stevenson to Draisaitl has got to be like, honestly, I wouldn't even say it's plus money. It's pretty automatic, but it is on the power play. I would say like plus 300 would be fair, and that's a bet that I'm gonna take. I mean, these guys. Right. McDavid, there's something about him tonight. He looks pissed off. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Well, he knows who he's playing with. I mean, he's a guy that, again, he skated down here all of COVID, Rob, and I actually had a great chance to skate, and I'm a pigeon. I know that.
You skated with McDaddy?
Yeah, they were down here for COVID, so McDaddy brought all of his buddies down here, and Matthews and him, so we would play every day at Oceanside Arena for about 3 months during COVID because Arizona was the only states open. So McDavid came down here for about 6 weeks. Obviously, 34 was in town. Guys like Duclair, Dumba, all these guys were down here. And the funny thing is, Rob, we played 4-on-4 every day, full ice. And those assholes, their only request is they had to play on the same team. It's like, boys, come on.
Why?
Because they wanted to just go cross box to each other on 2-on-1s all day. So it's so funny. So the days we would actually beat them with our mucky squad, and our mucky squad was actually pretty good. I mean, we had guys like Duclair, we had Dumbo.
Shout out to Duclair.
We had some really good players. But when you're playing against 2 goats like that, I mean, come on, boys. They really had to play on the same team every day. It was hilarious.
They're the best in the world. All right. It's not on national TV in Canada. That's a crime.
Let's get to the chat here, folks. What do you got? Where are you tapping in from? Where are you watching from? What do you want to know about any of these players on the ice? We'll try to provide that people's insider look. Maybe you're just boozing. Maybe you're doing a little cheat tonight, as Rob would like to say. Or maybe you're just on the couch, fucking 3 sheets to the wind, smoking your one-hitter.
Ever been to the Bay State, fellas? Yeah, I actually lived in Massachusetts. I lived in North Reading, Massachusetts. My billet bomb was so hot. It was absolutely insane. I live in Concord, New Hampshire. I don't know if that counts.
A lot about you.
Let's get the chat going. Switch, how many tucks did you score on the ASU Tendy?
ASU Tendy, he was out there. I remember the time. I think it was their club guy at the time, and oh my God. Yeah, I lit him up like a Christmas tree, especially when we were playing like 3-on-3 in zone where you kind of score a goal like, every 10 seconds, every 20 seconds. But yeah, garage door was open. His chin wasn't exactly dialed in. Right around the shoulders, a little chin music. Hey, how are you? Not as many as I would think, right? But yeah, especially guys like 34, I think he would probably go on bunk on about every shot he got.
We got Georgia in the house. We have so many people in the house. Let's talk about Nye, another AZ boy, as in Matthew Nye.
Yeah, Matty Nye, great player. A kid that worked out at Exos after his second year of college. So I spent some time with him last summer. I mean, he's a beast. He's a kid that's built like Matthews. These guys are heavy bodies. They're 6'3", they're 220, they're lean, they have good chins. They're learning to throw both ways, but he's a really good player. I think he's going to be the steal of that draft. Chicago steal, that is. I think he was a second-round pick, which is crazy to say, but he looks really good. He looks really good on that Matthews line, creates a lot of space, and he has a lot of skill, more than people give him credit to boot as well.
We are tapping in. Most underrated player on both teams. Ooh, sneaky good question.
Most underrated player on each team. On Edmonton, I would say, fuck, that's a tough question.
Derek Ryan.
Like Ekholm is really good. I don't know if he'd be underrated, but like he's a guy that probably doesn't get talked about a lot. He came over from Nashville, but he's always been such a heady defenseman and a big body. A guy that he calms everything down when he's out there. A guy that can play 28 minutes, 30 minutes if needed. I've always loved Ekholm's game.
Yeah, that guy's an absolute stud. I just hate the fact that they traded Tyson Barrie. I would love to see Tyson Barrie minutes instead.
But they had Bouchard, right, coming through the screws. And a guy, an underrated player on the Leafs. I mean, they all make so much goddamn money, but I would say like a guy like David Kampf. I mean, he's a guy that could be trusted as a third-line center. He plays really good defensively. I know for all the analytical nerds, he always is a darling in that department. So David Kampf's a guy. I mean, I'm not crazy about his game, but he's fine, right? Kelly Youngcroc, he's pretty underrated. I think he's a guy that he's always made about $2 million. He signed like an 8-year deal, not 8 years, but I think it was like 5 or 6 year deal in Nashville for like $2 million a year when he was putting up like 40 points. It's like, fella,
just love security.
Yeah, it's like, you love security. That's like locking home soft 6, when you're maybe a 10 and you're 22 years old. So I don't know. Maybe Kelly likes security. I'm not saying anything. I'm an asshole sitting on the couch, but he's another player that I've always liked his game, and he actually plays a little harder than most people think.
All right, we're going to get back to the chat. We got 8:04 remaining if you're watching with us. 8:01, 8 minutes, 7:59. Pretty exciting game so far. Good pace to this game. Welcome to everybody that's back.
Yeah, folks, thank you for tuning in again. Hockey Night in Scottsdale, brought to you by Bobby Gucci and Jay Swish. Live from the couch, as always, in North Scottsdale, Arizona. Folks, again, me and Gooch, we did our pregame routine like we always do. 2 or 3 Irish coffees right to our chin. We come right to the couch. We bring you, the people, the best coverage you can't find anywhere else. You can't find this on Sportsnet. You can't find it on ESPN. Hell, baby, you can't find this on TNT. This is live from the couch. A couple of assholes, a middle-aged assholes, duking it out for you, the people. As Brian Nugent-Hopkins says it, low to high. And Evan Bouchard absolutely wires one that doesn't get through. But, Rob, that was 95 miles an hour, 95 and a hook. They stay on the app, 94.4.
First, do you think that Draisaitl has it out for – do you think Draisaitl wants to pass the puck to Hyman more because of what happened between Germany and Jewish people, or do you think he doesn't think about that?
I don't know if he thinks about that. I mean, it could be subconsciously, too. He probably doesn't even think he's thinking about it, right? Who knows? Maybe he's trying to return the favor, but he's a guy. I mean, Leon Drat, he's got what?
Look at McDavid. Oh, my God.
Yeah, he's circling it tonight, boy. I think anytime he plays against Matthews, he wants him to know who the best players and vice versa, and especially when Matthews scores the first goal of the game, I know that lights a fight under McDusty's ass. And he's like, fuck this guy. I got to show out tonight. So this is going to be a great matchup. Obviously, this has been a great first. Rob, honestly, some of the best pace we've had. I mean, remember that game last week? It was absolutely painful between Minnesota and Dallas. But
I'd rather kill myself, with all due respect, and watch that.
Right, but tonight, this is a different story at Rogers Place. We have great pace. These two teams, they know the Stars, when they line up against each other, they always want to know how they stack up. It just is what it is. I mean, you got to let them know you're the better player. And right now, it's exactly what McDavid's doing. I haven't seen his legs going like this since he left the Thai Royal Massage in 2016. So he is light out there. He looks good. Bertuzzi still looks homeless. So as much as things stay or change, they must remain the same. Oh, my God. Who's 57?
Who is that?
I don't know. Folks, keep getting at us in the chat. Again, we're going to go to commercial break right around the 4-minute marker. Right now, if you're following along to Hockey Night in Scottsdale on our stream, oh, my God.
Oh, little chip shot.
Oh, my Chipper Jones, Bertuzzi, where are you throwing that burger, fella? That was a hot and ready. Right now, folks, 5:31 remaining in the first period, and they just went to a little bit of a segment there. Holy shit, there was like 4 minutes straight in their zone there. That was crazy. That was insane. The possession was insane. I mean, Edmonton is just laying the boots to Toronto right now, and they're hanging on. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, they came out, they kind of got bombarded, like, holy fucking shit.
Yep. But
it's settled down here. The crowd's into it. This is what I'm talking about. Get the crowd. We were just talking about this. It matters so much to these guys. You got to get loud. I'm not saying pick a fight or anything. Leave that up to the Dallas Stars fan, and the ref takes an absolute tumble. I always get a kick out of it. I don't know if it's just like I'm 12 years old, but when the ref takes a spill, I always think it's funny.
Yeah, I mean, get loud, get proud, baby. Edmonton, there's people falling around, the zebras all over the place. I mean, they probably just came straight from Foot Locker over at West Edmonton Mall. But, yeah, right now we got a great game. Again, if you're following along in the chat, folks, 4:39 remaining as Simon Benoit massages the puck like a piece of Wagyu. We send it 200 feet as Max Domi tips it in right over to Stuart Leonard Skinner, and it's sent to Warren Fogle, who plays it up to Leon Draisaitl.
Does Max Domi have a goal yet?
I don't know if Dome Cheddar has a goal yet, but, I mean, they just showed a stat again on the telecast. Right, I don't think Connor Brown has had a goal at home, it said, maybe in 50 games. And
that's so cool, though.
That is cool. Willie Stiles, I mean, I love Willie Stiles. He's got the white spray paint. He bent Brad Tridling over.
Oh, it's a hook on Darnell Nurse. They're not going to call it to the MLK weekend?
Oh, my, hardened the paint by Waka Flocka Flame and John Tavares.
Fuck you, Fogle. Get the fuck off Tavares, you bitch.
Went right into Stuart Leonard Skinner. And I don't know if that was a knee but he crashed the paint, man. That was hard in the paint. Waka Flocka. Stuart Skinner appears to be okay, but yeah, that was right in the
that's not
area.
Kane, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, we're going to get to the chat here. When can we expect another IRL stream? We're going on tour every weekend for the next 4 weekends, but when we're back, 100%. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We got drunk at the batting cages live on Twitch from Toronto. Who in the game? Okay, we're not going to do that. Is Darnell Nurse the worst contract in the league? Listen, over here at Hockey Night in Scottsdale, we're not too much of a player hater. Swish, I love when a guy gets paid. I love when guys get paid. Fuck the big man upstairs, as in the corporate nerds. Get as much money as possible.
Rob the team. I don't care. No pun intended. Rob the team. But yeah, I mean, is he overpaid? Okay, but I'd rather be overpaid than underpaid. I mean, the same thing with Johnny Tavares. Like, you're getting overpaid, but you're still getting your bananas. So yeah, I mean, listen.
I don't know why.
But wouldn't you rather be overpaid than fucking underpaid? I think we're pretty underpaid over here as is, doing this shit for free.
Oh, we're making absolutely nothing. We're still going to 5-star restaurants before this and going further into debt. A couple people have asked about McDavid's girl. I don't know what that. I don't comment on guys' girls.
No. We'll leave that to, whatever Mick does. See, whatever you want to do with your skunk, you do with your skunk.
Yeah.
I'm not here to say what you should do.
Weird rumor. I heard Hyman was digging tunnels under Madison Square Garden. You need to tweet that right now.
Evan Fala.
Rob, can you post your IRL streams on Twitch? Yeah, we will do that, Switch. I need to talk to our boy.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Folks, keep getting at us in the chat. There's about 270 people in here right now. Ask us anything. Again, we will be going to first intermission break. So get at us in the chat. Let us know where you're tapping in from, where you muff dive tonight. The other week, Rob, the funniest thing I've ever seen was the fella that had the Lisa Ann doggy style and then watching the game. So again, tweet at us where you're watching from. Are you pulled up? Do you have the boys pulled up on a monitor on your big screen?
Take a picture.
Send it to our Instagrams. Send it to our Twitter. We would love to see it because we love tapping in with you, the people. That's why we do it, baby.
Tweet us your pictures. Tag us on Instagram. We'll repost them. All right, making a trip to Moat this year. We got to be quick right now. Any tips? Okay, I will give you one tip. Do not park in the fucking parking garages around the rink. They're $40 for parking. It's an absolute travesty. It's disgusting. $40 for parking for 2.5 hours. You can suck my ass. Park somewhere on campus or on the north side. Yeah, and just walk or Uber. Do not park in the arena. Parking garages outside. It's an absolute scam. Whoever set those prices needs to be sent to prison. We're going to get back to the game here. Yeah. Keep the comments going, though. We're going to be back.
Keep going. One last thing I was going to say. If you come to the iconic Mull Arena and your boots on the ground, don't go out before the game or after the game in Tempe. That is a veteran tip. Stay in Scottsdale. Go somewhere like Moxie's. Go to our boy Corey's place at Diego Pops. Maybe the Hot Chick or the Hot Skunk, as I like to say. So go to those places, mix it up. And then take the Uber down to Tempe. It's only like 6 or 7 miles. It's 15 minutes. And even if you wanted to park at the mall, just leave it there because who cares? Don't pay that $40. Anyways, folks, back to the game as Willie Styles, Nylander, plays it over to Matty Knives. He sends it a cycle play to John Tavares. Captain corrals the puck, sends it to the goal line to Willie Styles as he surveys his option. A nice little play. Okay, the Leafs have a little
Tavares is taking a beating in front. Oh, my God. It's like Ray Rice's girlfriend for John Tavares tonight, folks.
Yeah, that's a full-on domestic right in the slot there. But another guy that I think is pretty underrated, Rob, he doesn't do a whole lot, but what he does I think is pretty effective for about $2 million. Is a guy like Ryan McLeod. I really like his game. He gets it on the forecheck. I think there's more of an upside offensively. I think that will come in his later years. But I really like what that kid brings. And as a third-line player, as Zach Hyman gets
man, he's
nasty.
Oh, my God.
The fact that they didn't want to give him a 6 or 7 year deal or maybe an 8-year deal is actually criminal because this guy is just a hockey player. Like, he doesn't skate the best. He doesn't have the best hands. He just gets it done, man. Like, you got to realize when you have something good, and I think that's one they probably messed up on in Leaf Land.
Yeah, you got to think at some point somebody in the front office might be anti-Semitic because here's Matthews in the slot. Oh, what a save. What a pass by Matthews.
Yeah, I mean, you always got to find the one-timer there, but I would love to see Matthews
shoot. Right?
Just because you're a 60-goal guy and number 25, or 29? Chad, who's number 29? I forget his name. He's a Swedish fellow, I believe. I just think, like, as much as you try to make the right play and you be selfless, fella, you're going to have about 70 goals this year. I think you can just beat him clean. You don't even need the one-timer because you have that good of a shot. Anyways, folks, back to the game right now. We have 1:55 and remaining. The Leafs with a late push. As honestly, the Edmonton Oilers controlled the latter half of that period. They got that quick goal, the Leafs, but the Edmonton Oilers, they were buzzing, Rob. They probably controlled the play for 15-odd minutes, and now the Leafs are back. So this game has ebbs and flows. It's running down both sides of your leg like after a 3-day bender. Folks, again, you can't trust a fart after a 3-day bender. That is a golden rule over here. But we get another look here at Johnny Tavares, and he takes a little whack at the weed whacker out, and Desharnais gives him a little bit of a shimmy shake in terms of a crossover. But Hyman,
wow,
not the fastest guy.
Good save, though.
Not the strongest guy. But right here, Matthews, I guess you're trying to make the right play.
It's the right play. It's just a great save.
Yeah, it really is. And you, like you're always taught, especially at this level, find the one-time. Find the one-timer. That's what Matty was doing. It's a great play, trying to be selfless. If that's Matthews shooting that, and that's roles reverse, and you're going Mike Concho, that's probably in the back of the net. You're looking at a 2-0 lead. Right now, shot attempts 21-20 shots, but are only 10-7 in favor of the Edmonton Oilers. Shot attempts 21-12 in favor of the Oilers. But shots right now on the cage, 10-7 Oilers. We've honestly had a pretty even period. I mean, I think the start was great from the Leafs. It kind of died off. The Oilers took advantage probably for the next 10 minutes, 12 minutes. And the Leafs have been pouring the coals a little bit the last 3 or 4. So right now, maybe the edge a little bit to the Edmonton Oilers, but we've had a pretty even period in terms of chances, Rob.
I wanted to say about that play, Ekholm did a good job of blocking that lane. I don't think Matthews even obviously he's the best goal scorer in the world. He could probably find the puck, get the puck through, but Ekholm did a good job. Good play overall. 1:14 remaining. We're going to take it to the chat after this period, and we're going to go over anything and everything you guys want to know, as long as it's not fully autistic. And we're gonna
get at us in the chat. Let us know as they show Knobloch on the bench right now with Paul. I like my coffee black, folks. Again, right now, the Edmonton Oilers and the visiting Toronto Maple Leafs, a showdown of Canada's best, well, hockey's best, really. And the Edmonton Oilers, the hottest team in the league, with the 10-0 record in the last 10 games. Right now, the Toronto Maple Leafs leading the Edmonton Oilers. That is 1-0, but we've had a pretty even first period. Again, we are in the last minute of the first frame as Leon Draisaitl grabs inside ice, throws it on the cage. Evander Kane with a little bit of a play. How about Evander Kane? I don't like to get into families, domestic disputes, but if your ex-skunk is showing up to a game with a sign and has to get escorted out of there, well, talk about just off-the-field issues. That sucks, man.
Yeah, I think a lot. You know what? I got to say this about Evander Kane. I think a lot, he has his issues and all that shit, but I think a lot of it, it's just unfortunate. There's 2 sides to every story. Sometimes there's even 3 if there's another girl involved with your wife.
Yeah.
But I think that situation is just his girlfriend has proved time and time again that it's not just him. I think they both have to work it out. But you know what, Swish? I'm no relationship coach. I'm just a fucking asshole on the couch. So we have 51 seconds remaining.
Yeah, you're talking to a couple unrestricted assholes over here at Hockey Night in Scottsdale. Folks, again, right now, low and slow if you're watching with us. 43 seconds and counting as Zach Hyman massages the puck. Gets it up to Ekholm, and he sends a little bit of a burger down the wall, collected by none other than Connor McDavid. Little cutback play on his fellow buddy, Austin Matthews. Ted Nugent-Hopkins gets, checked to the ice by McCabe, and grabbed and corralled by Austin Matthews as he skates it into his own blue line and sends it back comfortably to Jake McCabe, who sends it rink wide to Simon Benoit, and he makes an absolute terrible play. Gets held up by Nugent-Hopkins. And again, folks, 10 seconds to play if you're following along right now. Bouchard down the wall to McDavid, not able to pick that puck up as Jake McCabe grabs it just on the other side of the goal line, right between the wickets of the hash mark and goal line. And we will go to the chat here, folks. Right now, 1-0 at Hockey Night in Scottsdale.
Swish, have you... Oh, sorry. Were you done?
Nope. I'm good.
Swish, if you put your name in the mix for any potential broadcasting jobs in the hockey world, I know you did some work for the Sioux on Midco, but are you going to turn that into anything else?
Camper, I would love to do that, brother. It's all about opportunity. My first year not playing, obviously, I had a great time with Midco up in North Dakota. That was some panel work. Ultimately, brother, I would love to get into play-by-play. I think that is the goal. Start maybe with some color, but yeah, my doors are open, and right now we're working the lines at Hockey Night in Scottsdale, and thank you for tuning in, baby.
How many nose beers has Schmaltzy Boy had tonight? The guy is humming.
Vinny fella, I wish I could say I snowed both left and right nostrils, but brother, that is just the Irish coffee. That is all natural. That is Jameson. That's a little Bailey's. That's 3 or 4 cups of coffees. Yes, I am absolutely humming, and I want to be humming for you, baby.
All right, we're gonna get to the chat here. The chat kind of sucks right now. I'm not gonna lie. I mean,
we have a lot of people too.
You guys can do better than this. I mean, this chat is absolutely just full of retarded idiots.
Yeah, get at us with some questions here, folks. Yeah. I mean, we have 335 people tuned in here. Get at us with questions. We'll be in Toronto next week, Calgary, then obviously on to NYC, and then going to the All-Star game in Toronto. So, folks, if you're tapping in, let us know what's up. Ask us any questions. Let's take some knowledgeable questions. I mean, I don't need to be talking about, controversial stuff, Rob. Let's take some questions and get out of the chat and whatever we got going, baby.
Yeah. Second half is all Edmonton. Yeah, dude. Edmonton settled down right away, and they looked really good. McDavid was wheeling. I think this game's far from over. I love when broadcasters do that. They're like, this game is far from over. That's a goal scorer's goal.
Right.
Okay, how good is Seacoast Performance Academy? Switch, I'll take this one. This is my buddy. Shout out to Dusty Walls coaching over at the Seacoast Performance Academy U15 team. They beat the number 2 ranked team in the country. They beat Shattuck. I mean, all these guys should be committed to Division I college hockey. Switch, I actually told Dusty, I go, if anyone through your program has the opportunity to play at Nodak, go play there. They throw right, they throw left, they fuck hard. That's the best part about Nodak. But
they fuck all night up there in Grand Forks. There's nothing else to do. You can either drink, fuck, or play hockey. So
fat girls or black girls, we're going to take it to a different question just out of respect for Martin Luther King and all he did for the this country. What's good, lads? Love the content. Thank you. Listen, we pretty much live off the validation on the internet on this show. But you know what? We'd be doing it if there's one person in here. We're doing it in front of 300.
Yeah, we appreciate that, Miles, fellow. We are in the first intermission break. Folks, get at us in the chat. Keep asking us whatever you have here, baby.
Switch, most underrated player you've ever shared the street with? That's a good question. Coming in from Charles Darwin.
I would say most underrated player, Alexander Steen. Unbelievable player, Swedish player, played 1,000 games, won a Stanley Cup. But I would just say he was so good. He was so strong in the puck, could make so many good plays, and the ultimate teammate. I just remember I was such a pigeon there in St. Louis, but he was always making time for you, even to the point where he'd have all the – he was just the guy. He was the man, Rob. He was the guy running the team parties. He was the guys having guys over for Thanksgiving that didn't have the families. Alexander Steen, a great teammate, great player, and a great chin.
Tapping in from Rock Vegas. Is that Rochester?
Oh, no, baby. Yeah.
Where is that?
Yeah, that's Rochester.
Rochester, the home of heroin addicts.
A city that rhymes with fun. Rochester, New York.
Absolutely. What do you think about the Cutter Gauthier situation? Listen, I just think that he, at some point, maybe he has a family member that is stuck in a wheelchair, and Danny Breer's kids is kind of going around beating up disabled people. So maybe that's why. I'm not sure. But we did talk a lot about that last week.
Yes.
So we're going to get to the next question.
He doesn't want to play in Philly. Doesn't want to play in Philly. It is what it is.
You fellas watch any college puck? Honestly, not really.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I like to watch North Dakota when I can, but honestly, it's mostly the National League, if I'm being honest. Yeah, North Dakota, baby, having a good year.
Where do you think Phil the Thrill? Actually, no. Let's do this one before this.
Yep.
Where do you think Corey Perry is going? That's a great question.
Yeah, so
he's gonna get signed.
My sources have been telling me, and I'm not saying I have the best sources in all the world, but I am the people's insider over here, folks. And from what I'm told is he had a meeting, Rob, with Gary Bruce Bettman. And that meeting was just to kind of clear the air, allowing Corey Perry to sign somewhere else, hash out. Maybe he went to Malibu. Maybe he got the old, rehab treatment. In all seriousness, we hope Corey Perry is okay.
He was just horny on the road.
He was horny on the road, but he didn't do an offense to the point of it warranted a contract termination. Now, the Chicago Blackhawks were in a position they felt, well, they couldn't have anything on their radar like this. Obviously, with the Kyle Beach stuff, Joe Quenneville. Yeah, they're just like, you know what, we can't have this. So they kind of Richard panicked, I think. They're like, okay, we have to keep our slate clean, and ultimately had to buy Perry out. I would say Corey Perry right now, it's hush-hush throughout the league, but he is gaining interest. I think he probably signs with the team right around the deadline, right to the point where, okay, now we need this player because we have to win. Because if you sign a guy like right now, as you know, the left media will come out and probably bury this guy like Mitchell Miller signing in Boston. Do I think it's to that point? Absolutely not. I just think right now, if you signed him, it would cause a lot of turmoil to the point where Bettman would not like the distractions. But as you know, Rob, when you need to win and the chips are on the line and everything is all in, as we say, Johnny Chan style, when a push comes to shove, I think Corey Perry right around the trade deadline or that cutoff of when you can sign a player just after that is he will be on a playoff contender making league minimum, and a team only has to pay him about $200K prorated, right? So I think he's going to be on a team that is looking to win a cup because, again, you can play him on your third line, but you can play him on your fourth line.
Yeah, and Mitchell Miller is actually going to be on the show in the third period live from the Ukraine. Mitchell Miller is going to come live on the show to rant about how much he hates black people. All right, anyway, Where do you think Phil the Thrill lands? Another great question coming in hot.
Pinto's Bookie. Good to see you again. You're a friend of the show over here, Cat Tip. Good to see your boy is back, almost going to play for the Ottawa Senators. I think Phil Kessel, I hate to say it, I don't know if anyone's going to sign him. It sucks to say
that's bullshit.
Why doesn't a team like the Chicago Blackhawks, who is hurting for players, they have a lot of guys from the American Hockey League, a lot of guys on the injured reserve. How do you not bring a guy like Phil Kessel into the fold, a 3-time Mug winner, 1,000 games, almost 1,000 points, one of the best teammates of all time? I just think he has such a bad rap, and a team is not willing to take a chance on the veteran because they'd rather play the kid that's a third-round pick in Rockford 20-odd games than give Phil the chance. So it just sucks. I'm not sure if he's going to get signed. He should be signed fucking yesterday. But, Rob, as you know in this business right now, I don't know if it's in the cards.
Can the Flyers keep this pace up and win a playoff round? I honestly haven't been watching the Flyers that much, even though shout out to Joel Farabee and Morgan Frost and Nick Delorier, friends of the show.
Talk about a good chin on Delorier.
Yeah, absolute beauty. Can they win a playoff round? I don't know. I haven't watched them ever since I got kicked out of that wedding in Philly. I kind of hate the entire city right now. Besides the MMA fighter Sean Brady, shout out to Sean Brady.
They will be a bubble team. They're riding a good high. I think they have a really good morale around Torts now. You have to stay healthy. You have to have a little luck. I think a team like the Detroit Red Wings grabs a wild card spot. I think Tampa Bay either edges out in the Atlantic or ends up in a wild card spot. So it's going to be an uphill battle in terms of after the All-Star break. But if Philly makes the playoffs, I mean, fuck me. That's an unbelievable first start for Keith Jones and Danny Briere.
Apparently, the Coyotes and the Calgary Flames have a barn burner going on. It's 0-0 at the end of the first, but apparently there's a lot of electricity. Listen, we're trying to watch the best players in the world, and Matthews and McDavid. Not to discredit the Coyotes players. They have absolute studs on that team as well, but this game just kind of screamed out at us. Cowboys in Calgary going to be throwing left or all right? Well, I'll hand it off to you, Switch.
Holy chucking, ducking, fucking, and tucking, baby. Oh, my God. It's going to be lefts. We're going to hit you with so many rights. You're going to be begging for the left. Keep that chin tucked, folks. I cannot wait to get to Western Canada. I know Bobby Gooch. We've been talking about it all day. Just getting into Western Canada. Having a kokanee draft. Having some fireball. Western Canadian people, and especially Albertans, are some of the best people in the world. And I cannot wait to get up there, throw my fight strap on, and just chuck with the good people. And just whoever comes in there, we're burning that goddamn place down. I cannot wait to get to Cowboys. Folks, again, if you're thinking about coming, you're in Sask. Maybe you're in Toba. Maybe you're in Alberta on the eastern side. Sorry, BC on the eastern side. Come to Alberta. Come to Calgary. It'll be worth it. We're going to mix it up with you people. We'll go to the game, and we'll come right back to Cowboys. So chucking, ducking, fucking, and wow, throwing both ways, baby.
How was your first rookie? How much was your first rookie dinner first year in the show? How much did it cost?
I think we had 4 or 5. I think we had 4 guys. It was in Dallas. I think it came out to be like $6,500 a pop.
Oh, all right.
Not too bad.
Each?
Yeah.
Holy shit. So the $30,000 dinner?
Yeah, there's a lot of wine.
God. Yeah. You get hand jobs with that? Like, Jesus.
No tug. Yeah, all rub. Yeah, it was a nice event, Rob.
What's up with Draisaitl? McDavid bounced back after the good start, but not him. I'm not really sure about that.
What's up with Draisaitl? I mean, like, he's not playing with Nugent Hopkins. He's playing with Fogle. And he's playing with Kane. Obviously, he would like to be playing with McDusty. Those guys, their chemistry is unbelievable. But a guy like Knobloch probably tries to spread the wealth throughout the lineup, and a guy that has to take it a little bit on the chin in terms of not playing with Nugent Hopkins is a guy like Draisaitl. So he's playing with Fogle. He's playing with Kane. McDusty, he gets Hyman, and he gets Nugent Hopkins. So it just is what it is. The way it shakes out, you got to do what's best for the team. But yeah, I mean, he's doing as best as he can out there, baby.
Any updates on the ticket release for the boys' Buffalo trip? Listen, we will be in Buffalo March 30th at the Rec Room. Tickets go on sale, I believe, next week, Swish.
Yep.
They're going to be around $20. You get a free drink. But yeah, the place is going to be packed. So I say it on Twitter all the time. Like, this is not any marketing bullshit where we're like, all right, the tickets are almost sold out. Like, no, if we say they're going to go quick, they're probably going to go quick. I kind of actually wish I told people that the New York City show was going to go quick, but I didn't know they were going to go that fast. We sold out in like fucking 35 minutes, whatever the fuck it was.
Well, we're not sorry to cut you off, but we're not trying to be like Bobby Big Dicks over here. We're literally two assholes sitting on the couch.
If you want to come to the show,
exactly.
make sure you get the tickets,
right?
Especially in Buffalo because they're playing the Leafs. The Leafs are going to be in Buffalo, and I know that people from Toronto are going to trickle over the border.
Oh, there'll be a ton.
Speaking of the border, we gotta figure out the border down by Mexico, but that's for another time. If you want to go to the show in Buffalo, March 30th, Toronto and Sabres, you're gonna need to get your fucking tickets. You're not gonna get in, and I want to see everyone that wants to make it get in. So that's why there's the urgency.
And Rob's not trying to pump his own tires or toot our own horn. I mean, Hockey Night in Scottsdale, we're trying to build this thing up. That'll be live from the Rec Room Saturday, the 30th of March. That is a Buffalo Sabres game right in the jaw of Chippewa Street in the Rust Belt. I love the people of fucking Buffalo. And again, if you're from Toronto, sliding down, maybe you're in the Niagara region, Rob, slide on down. Tickets, $20. They'll include a drink. You'll be able to throw both ways with us. Again, we're going to do the same kind of thing where we do the live show. We'll be going to the game, and then afterwards, we'll come back and party with you, the people. So
I'm going to motorboat tits all night.
I want to sign a pair of tits.
I'm going to suck on titties, man or female.
You know, remember in Happy Gilmore when he signs a pair of tits? Like, that's what I want to do.
Like, that's the dream.
Show me your news.
That's when you know you made it.
Show me your set.
I might be $17,000 in credit card debt, but if I sign a pair of tits, you officially made it.
100%.
Love the recognition the Yote's been giving you boys. Y'all got anything planned? Actually, funny you say that. We do have an exclusive video shoot tomorrow. We're not going to tell you what it is, but we will be doing a video shoot with the Coyotes tomorrow, and I'll give them this, Swish. It's going to be on the ice. Yep. So Swish and I are gearing up. We have that shoot tomorrow. Look for it out. Dude, I appreciate everybody that's fucking commenting, liking, sharing on that Coyote stuff. You know, there's a few douchebags that are like, these guys are fucking pussies. That's going to happen, Swish. But for the majority of the people, I feel like people really like it. So we appreciate the support.
These guys are E-list celebrities. Yes, maybe not even, maybe F, but who knows? We're climbing the ladder, baby. Again, tomorrow I'll be on the ice, Bobby Gooch, for the first time in over a year. I cannot wait, and we will see what we have in store. Folks, again, be on the look for that in the next couple of weeks. We have a content series coming out with the Coyotes, so fired up for that. It'll be a midday special on Hump Day, baby.
All right, fellas, what are your plans in Toronto? You fellas going to draft day? Two-part question.
Well, Toronto, we are in the works right now with hopefully putting together some sort of live show. Now, I can't tell you where it's going to be or when it's going to be because we are still in contract negotiations. Who knows? We might even have to go to arbitration. The second part of that question, yes, we will be boots on the ground in Toronto. Just don't know what it's going to look like, but we will be up there. And again, the draft is in Vegas at the Sphere. I imagine me and Bobby Gucci will probably be working that event again. Maybe a live show, maybe just interviewing people. Who the hell knows? But Hockey Night in Scottsdale, Rob, will be boots on the ground for sure for the draft in Vegas. That's just right up the 87, baby.
Yeah, definitely can't wait to be around. Who do you have for the Australian Open? Great question. I'm glad you know I'm a tennis fan. Obviously, on the women's side, I love Sabalenka. She's just so hot. I know that she would probably beat me up in the bedroom. Not that I would ever have a chance, but she's so hot. She's so fierce. I love her game. She plays an exciting game, unlike Swiatek. On the men's side, I don't know, man. I mean, I love Alcaraz. I sneaky like Medvedev. I like Djokovic. Like, he's just a legend. Listen, I love greatness. I made a big mistake back in my day. I used to not really pay attention to LeBron, even though people have their opinions on him. I just like watching greatness. So that's what I could say for that.
Tie you up like the bedroom from like Todd and Wedding Crashers. Oh, my God. Just stapled on there.
Yeah. How'd you fellas meet? Good question. I'm surprised that nobody has asked in the 8 weeks we've been doing this, and actually more now, right? October, November, December. What is that? 12 weeks, whatever.
Yeah, we've probably done, I don't know, 16 shows or something like that, Rob. You know what I mean? We've done a lot. I mean, listen, boozing.
Yeah, just boozing. It's throwing. It's pretty much like every.
Just throwing.
Dude, I started this fucking stupid Twitter account in 2013, and I just started meeting guys that follow it, and I'm fans of them. And next thing you know, we're fucking 5 drinks deep at the Bones Cabaret, stuffing $0 bills into girls' bosom.
Stuffing carrots right up some girl's hooper. But yeah, I think just boozing. I mean, I've been a fan of Bob since my Sioux City days in 2011. We would always exchange DMs of just random bullshit. We're right around the same age. And then finally, when I moved down here, we've been hanging out for 5 years. So that's kind of how that started, baby.
So should the Coyotes relocate? Look, dude, absolutely not. People that aren't from here don't understand that the team can be successful down here. They just have to have a winning team, or at least, do what they're doing this year. They're an exciting team. They're going to win. People down here want to go party. They want to go to the games. It's kind of like the same thing for Vegas, except I know Vegas is a little bit more of a booming market, but I think the team should be here. I think if they moved it, it would be a massive mistake.
That would be dumb. I mean, Gary Bruce Bettman, that's the last thing he wants is a team to relocate, because what the franchise tags are going for expansion teams, you don't want to relocate a team to a potential market where you could have a expansion team. Like the fee for an expansion team would be about $1 billion now, Rob. So why would you want to relocate the Coyotes to a place like Salt Lake City where you could get $1 billion? Now that revenue right there is all shared amongst the owners. So that's the last thing a guy like Jeremy Jacobs with the Boston Bruins would want, who controls the whole goddamn league. So the Coyotes, they'll stay. They just need to figure out their arena situation. Again, that's the last thing a guy like Bettman, that's why he's doubled, tripled, quadrupled down on a market like this. And ultimately, the desert, they need hockey. We just need a goddamn arena down here. Mullet Arena for the time being, it's okay. I like watching it. It's like watching your favorite band in a downstairs basement with your girlfriend and your side piece, right? You have all the options right there. It's easy to see. You can see her. She's cool with it. But long-term wise,
these boys,
yeah, like, you sure you don't want to do it? You sure? So listen, they'll figure it out. They just need to buy the land, get this thing going. And again, in the right spot, Rob, this thing could really thrive.
Are you going to the Flames game? You're in Calgary. Look, so this is what happened. We originally had it connect to go to the game. It turns out the Battle of Alberta, I've never been there, Switch. Obviously, I just know it from the internet and watching it.
Right.
This game is in such high demand that all the corporate tickets, 2 of which that we were planning on having, somehow got taken. So we actually currently don't have tickets to the game. We're trying to figure it out. Either way, we're going Cowboys game, Cowboys, or whatever the fuck. But yeah, we want to go to the game. It's just
we would love to, yeah.
Yeah, something fucked up happened with corporate tickets we're supposed to have, yada, yada, yada. It's just a classic case. They're trying to bring white men down. But
worst case, Ontario will belly up at a bar, maybe even Cowboys, and stay there. But yeah, we're looking to go to the game. Folks, if you have any connections in the greater Calgary area, I'm working on a few. I have a few chins on the ground, boots on the ground, looking to maybe get the boys some tickets. But again, anything will help. We're just looking to get boots on the ground, see the Saddle Dome. Again, that's a great barn, a historic barn. Is it perfect? No, but neither are you, baby. So,
buzzing in from Long Island, have you ever been to Jake's 58? That's an absolutely insane question. I love it. I haven't been to Jake's 58. My brother.
Jake's 58.
It's like this app. It's just like you're on the highway and there's no casinos there, really.
Right.
And there's this big, dusty, crusty casino that says Jake's 58 on it. I don't even think there's live games. I think it's all electronic and like poker, but that's hilarious.
Jake's 58 sounds like a cabaret.
Yeah, I haven't been there. No, it looks like it could be a cabaret.
Right. Maybe is it a cabaret / pool bar / casino?
It should
Maybe
be.
It's a trifecta. Alrighty, folks, get at us in the chat again. We're going live here from Edmonton. That is Rogers Place Arena, downtown Edmonton. But more importantly, live from the couch over here on Hockey Night in Scottsdale, in North Scottsdale. Folks, again, right now, the Toronto Maple Leafs leading the home team Edmonton Oilers 1-0 as we get to the second frame here and sent in by Evander Kane. Folks, 1-0 shots right now. The Edmonton Oilers lead the Toronto Maple Leafs. That is 13-7. Folks, get at us in the chat. Again, we will take questions right around the 13-minute marker when they go to the first commercial break of the second period. We get a live look in on Leon Draisaitl's line mates. It looks like Warren Fogle went for a cup job the other day. He had all the marks, unless there was a couple of Thomas Hickeys on his neck. But holy fuck, fella. Maybe throw the Thomas Volcanic turtleneck on, because that's the last thing I want to see.
I want to answer 2 more questions real quick. Does Strickland win this weekend? I want him to win, but I do like both fighters.
Is he this weekend?
Yeah, it's going to be a great fight Saturday.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, we're going to be doing our show. But
Jiminy.
all right, and the other one is, have you figured out when you will be in Edmonton? Not yet. Swiss, do you have a tentative on that?
Oh, my God, this girl looks not bad. Danielle, how you doing? Thank you for tapping in, baby. Low and slow over here.
I don't know.
We are looking at a Battle of Alberta game. Now, again, we still have to negotiate this with the bar up there. I'm not going to reveal the bar, but if all goes well, it'll be 2/24, so that is February the 24th. Again, still in talks with that. It has a little bit in terms of getting that thing over the edge, but it sounds good right now. And tentatively, that is the day we're looking at to get up to Edmonton as Willie Stiles breaks in for a chance.
Oh, what a save.
Man, if he went Bar Mexico there, he just missed his spot. I know he wanted to tuck it right over Leonard Skinner's glove hand there. But, yeah, Edmonton hopefully be up there within the next 5-6 weeks. Again, folks, if you're tuning in right now, live from the couch here with Bobby Gucci and Jay Swish, brought to you by Heat Daddy Merch and Butter Golf. Folks, right now.
Oh, Darnell Nurse, absolute. Tavares is getting beat up like an NFL girlfriend tonight. He sends it to dive. Let's look at the replay.
He's getting beat up like a cab driver. Oh, my God. Jesus Christ.
Edmonton, I can't wait to go to Edmonton. And also, somebody mentioned DM me for tickets. Listen, we're going to these shows. We're not getting paid. So we're trying to keep it as low budget as possible. I know a lot of people are DMing like, I'll sell you them. I sell you them. Dude, I'm going to be so banged up anyway. I don't care. If I get tickets given to us, Switch, I'll go. But like,
right. Yeah, right now, I mean, it was for the love of the game right now. And we get another look here at William Nylander.
I want to see his cross check.
Oh, he just missed his spot right there. He was trying to go right over the glove, right under the bar on Leonard Skinner. A cross check from Darnell. Why don't you nurse that beer? But okay, folks, right now we have the first look at the Maple Leafs power play as Morgan Riley corrals the puck. He creates a little bit of a drop pass to Marner. As Marner gathers it right around the red line, sends it over to Willie Nylander on a kickoff play, and he'll send that thing around the boards like a rim job from Bones Cabaret. Tavares getting hacked and whacked at all night here.
Oh, my God. He's going to need the ice bags.
He is. He's going to need a Percocet after this game. Jesus Christ. Nylander. Oh, that's a cocky shot.
Yeah.
I love that.
Trying to go short side, upper nipples where grandma hides the big brown dildo.
I mean, and Leonard Skinner was hugging that post. My God, was he chin hugging that thing. He was puck protecting that thing like Yager in 68. Holy shit. Yeah, anyways, right now we got the power play alive looking, but I can't believe Nylander was trying to shoot that thing. I love that play from Styles. He's trying to go short side bunk. Skinner was all over that post like a guy on the dance floor, just puck protecting her again like Yager in 94, just all over her, right on her neck, breathing fire in her, saying, hey, you can't go anywhere. I got you in the bear claw right now. Anyways, folks, back to the game. 18 minutes to go here in the second frame. Again, first look at the Maple Leafs power play. The number one unit on the ice is Morgan Riley, grabs the puck, sends it back to William Nylander. He creates a little bit of an angle for a Mitch Marner drop pass as he maneuvers his way into the Edmonton zone. Oh, my God, Tavares with a little saucer pass trying to find – why are they going at Tavares so much tonight?
I don't know. What the fuck is that?
What's going on? Like,
do they think they're the Islanders? Like, I know they're wearing the same colors, but Jesus Christ, Tavares is taking a beating.
Yeah, I mean, he's not a guy that's a very controversial player either. Like, he's pretty vanilla. I'm vanilla, baby. I'll choke you, baby, like a little Jack Harlow. But, yeah, I don't know what's going on there. They're going at him a little bit. We're getting a live look at Chris Knobloch. Obviously able to turn the team around. Edmonton looks great. I don't know if you even really needed a coach for this team to turn around. Inevitably, you knew McDavid was going to get going. You knew Draisaitl was going to pick it up. I think McDavid was nursing a little bit. Darnell, he was Darnell in a little bit of an injury. I think it was a rib injury a little bit as Nylander. Oh, man, that was a nice shot right off the faceoff. They love that faceoff play. They win it back. They snap it back to Riley. Nylander gets his skates going downhill, and he's already in motion. That's the biggest thing, Rob. You get in motion. You know what you say in the bedroom? Motion is lotion. And that play right there, that set face-off play, Nylander is able to get his skis going down south and ultimately get a great shot on net as we get another look at the power play from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Well, 30 seconds left here. Again, Nylander trying to go short side. That's a hilarious shot.
Why are they doing that again? I know he's nasty, but
I think he's shooting to get hot, shooting to stay hot, baby. Folks, if you're following along right now, 1703 on the radio dial. Again, that is a drop play from Morgan Riley to a streaking William Wild Bill Nylander. That's Styles for you people at home. He's got the white spray paint, the tongue's out. He looks mint tonight. A guy like Max Domi has really gotten lost in the shuffle. I'd be interested to see if the Leafs, say, Rob, I hope all goes well for them. We like Poppy. We like these guys. But say they're a first-round exit. Where does a guy like Domi sign? I mean, he took that one-year deal. You're risking it for the biscuit, right? Him and, Bertuzzi, they come in on a one-year deal. Like, you take your 5 bananas or whatever it is, but it's like, fella, like, this goes south. This thing goes to Cabo. Like, I don't know if they're going to be long-term guys with the Leafs. Now you're chewing on a $2 million deal. Look, $1 million problems, that's not our issue, but it'll be interesting to see where those guys end up. Anyways, folks, right now, load up those questions in the chat. We have 16:24 to play. Again, around 13 minutes will be the first commercial break over here at Hockey Night in Scottsdale. We'll get back to your questions. The chat really got going there, Rob. I'd like to see that as we get another look. That was post. I mean, it hit the bars, the skates, so not a bad shot there from Nylander.
Sandbagger with the Chicklets crew. People always ask us about that. You got to ask them. I don't know. Tweet at them, tell them what you want to see. I'm not sure. People always ask me, why aren't you on Chicklets? It's not up to me. I'm not sure, but we'll definitely do something with those guys. Shout out to those guys over there. We're going to get same thing. Next biz appearance. Biz is a fucking hardworking guy. Those of you who don't know behind the scenes, like the guy works his fucking sack off. So we'll have him on when he's in town and able to do it. But anyway, back to the game, Swish. 15:58 remaining in the second here.
Yeah, the power play wasn't perfect. A couple of chances there. I mean, Willie Nylander was shooting like it was a shooting gallery at Gander Mountain Hunt Fish Camp, or maybe a little bit of a Bass Pro Shop where you try a 22 gauge rifle and just go test her out and back shooting it. Maybe a couple of clay pigeons. Anyways, folks, he was shooting to get hot, shooting to stay hot. As we get a look here at some 5-on-5 action, as Darnell Nurse just throws a goddamn sifter almost to the upper netting with a little bit of a drop pass from, well, Leon Draisaitl. Folks, again, right now, 15:25 remaining. As that is sent in with the Leafs, they'll go for a line change. Darnell Nurse corrals the puck in the back end zone of his own trapezoid, and we'll go to look here at a set breakout. Rob, right now, both teams, I mean, it's early in the second period. We have a look at the Maple Leafs power play.
Jesus.
Not a whole lot going on. I think this is going to settle down. Edmonton, you look for a push here. But right now, I think this game is pretty even. Two teams chucking and ducking, baby.
I think Nursery went over there.
Oh.
Somebody in the chat said they have 2 extra tickets for free for us. If you're not trolling us, DM us. Even though I don't look at my DMs anymore, Swish. It's an absolute nightmare. It's terrible for your mental health. But thank you. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, let's Dalen Smith with the Buffalo Soldier. Yeah. Fella, get at us. We will take Colorado Buffaloes. I love that picture. But yeah, I mean, in all seriousness, if you're going, bro, fuck, I'll buy you 10 beers. That'll be cheaper than a $600 lower bowl ticket. So yeah, let us know on that. Low and slow over here. Evander Kane, 12 goals and 3 assists in 25 career games versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. Talk about a Cy Young-like effort there, Rob. But do you like this guy Desharnais' game? I mean, he's a big dummy out there. I mean, I think I like him come playoff time around 8 to 10 minutes just to clear the paint, get guys out, let Stuart Skinner see the puck. But in terms of really moving the puck, sometimes I think he's playing with a goddamn 2x4 up there.
Yeah. Also, I just want to say that was sick by Nylander to get that puck over the blue line before somebody almost Chris Kreider right there.
Yes.
To Bears.
Yeah. And this is a great little line here too, Rob. I mean, you got the first line obviously with Mitchie Sheets, Matthews, and Holmberg. But this line right here, I mean, Tavares, he's a capable second line center still. Yes, he's making $11 million. Who gives a shit? And you have a guy like Willie Stiles and Matty Nyes. I read that, oh my pizza, Connor Brown, can he gonna do it?
Wow, what a play.
Is that Simon Benoit?
Who the hell did that?
He came out of nowhere like Chris Kyle on Last Stance. Oh my God.
Who is that?
That's a Fortnite player. That's Simon Benoit.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, he came over from Anaheim last year. He's a good 6, 7, 8 defenseman. He's actually really inserted himself in the lineup here for the Buds. But yeah, great play there on an absolute hot and ready up the middle there. What happened? Off the skate.
You shouldn't catch that with your feet in a defensive zone, though. Like, you got to turn and get that puck.
Yeah, that's not perfect, whoever that was. I don't know if that was Jake McCabe. Yeah, I mean, he's got heavy skis as – shout out to Caber. Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Good dude, good chins. Made about $28 million, so we won't bust his chops too much. He's a 93 product, just like myself. I'm sitting on the couch. He's making 4 and a hook. So, folks, again, right now we have 14 minutes to play in the second period. Get at us in the chat. Ask us anything. Again, about a minute here until we go to commercial break as Zach Hyman had the weed whacker in front of the blue paint. How did nobody body him? How did nobody throw a cross check? That was fucking pathetic from the police. I'm sorry, but that is so soft right there.
Yeah, there was a lot of opportunity.
There was 5 or 6 whacks.
Jesus.
What is this, Joseph A. Bank? You get 3 for a fucking 1?
Will somebody please buy a fucking suit?
Yeah, that was insane. So, again, folks, right now, low and slow over here. We have a pretty good game as Austin Matthews sends it rink wide to TJ, the human clock killer, Brody. And he does what he does best, just throw it up the wall and pray for better days. So,
making a couple of sheets to throw the pill up.
Oh, yeah, the human clock killer. Oh, my bad gap here. Oh, what a play there by McStevenson. And
Edmonton's fighting hard, man. We're going to take it to the chat.
Yep.
All right, let the chat rip. Wait, whoa. Yep, there we go.
Yep, we got it.
Connor Brown just, what a
stick
play,
on puck.
man.
I mean, it's a tale's oldest time. You cannot teach stick on puck, folks. You can only preach it.
Swish, why do you call the Swiss League the Fondue League, and what happened to you there with 3 games played?
Well, it's the Fondue League, brother, because you're in Switzerland. Everybody mucks fondue. I mean, everywhere you look, you're walking the streets of Zurich. They got the fondue. They got the raclette out. They got everyone just dunking their shit in cheese, and that's why it's the Fondue League, brother. That's just a funny nickname for that. And the reason why I played 3 games, I got absolutely blindsided in a preseason game by a guy that just tucked my chin right on the ice. I tried to come back. I was getting dizzy. I was having all those Ty Conklin concussion symptoms, as I like to call it. So, yeah, I tried to come back. I didn't feel great. Came back again, felt like shit. Ultimately came back here, did some rehab. Feel pretty good now, and that was kind of how that goes. So there goes my hero, baby.
Got to get another clap to Missing Curfew, fellas. Well, actually, is that confirmed? Are we on the fucking show?
Yeah, I mean, he told me it's confirmed. Yeah.
So we're going live on Missing Curfew podcast, live from Scottsdale at the Waste Management Open. Is that going to be on stage?
Yeah, that'll be at DraftKings Social.
Oh, no way.
February 6th. I mean, as far as Obi, the conversations I've had with Obi, it's going to be on February 6th. I believe there's a Tuesday of the Waste Management. They're going to have us on. He told me, quote unquote, he's going to send the sprinter for us. I said, fella, dust it off. Let's go. We might take her for a couple of victory laps and, maybe have a couple skunks in there.
How much do I miss Arcadia Ice? Not that much. I actually miss the guys that skate there. For the actual rink itself, it's just the mold in the ring kind of gets to me. I can feel it in my chest. But the people I skate with there, yeah, I can feel it on my chin. The people I skate with there, yeah, I do miss it. Great group of guys over there that play. It's always a good time. I hope to get down there soon. Bro, Swish is white, LMAO. I'm not sure exactly when we thought Swish was a different race.
Well, I got a tint of a little something to me. I got a little tint of Indian. So I guess, yeah, I mean,
shout out to Neeks, our black correspondent in the chat, the official black correspondent of Hockey Night in Scottsdale.
Swish is the white. No, baby, I got some tint to me, Neeks. Come on, baby. It ain't black, but it don't crack. That's what I'm saying.
All right, we're going to get back to the chat. Next commercial break. I'm actually going to go clear some cap space and empty the inchworm. And I need to get a water, so I'll be right back.
Grab a water, get the inchworm going. The Angry Inch folks over here at Hockey Night Scottsdale. Again, right now, if you're following along, we have a little bit of a break from David Kampf, who I talked about earlier. A steady Eddie, third, fourth line centerman, plays pretty well. Again, right now, if you're following along the chat, we just went to our first commercial break. Low and slow over here at Hockey Night Scottsdale. 12:45 on the radio dial. Stuart Skinner and his mustache have been taking a beat tonight. Like a beating a girl gets after a domestic violence case. Hey, I'm not saying you should do that. I'm not saying that's a good idea. That is just the type of beating he is taking here tonight, and you hope the fella's okay. He got one in the groin area. Now he just got his chin stung. But we get a nice little look here at a pizza, flying saucer style from Ekholm as he tried to make a play up the wall. Comp is able to corral that puck. He tries to go a little backhand, forehand. Hey, how you doing? Ultimately, Skinner shuts the door like the girl that does not want to bang you at 3 a.m, leave an XS pool party in Vegas. Great little play there. Lead them on. Say, hey, bring it over here. Nope, you're not going home with me. So Stuart Skinner looks to be okay. He had a steady little, a nice little right pad save. And Evander Kane does what he does best and grabs Bobby McMahon. That is Bobby McFurda. And says, here, come here, little fella. You ain't going to do shit. Right now, folks, again, if you're following along, 12:45 remaining in the second frame. Shots right now, Edmonton leading the Toronto Maple Leafs 18-15 as we are still at 1-0. That first goal from Austin Matthews came 27 seconds into the first frame right off the hop. Just came quickly, if you know what I mean, folks. Right now, Mitchie Marner talking it over with Holmberg. It says, hey, buddy, come here. Get the fuck out of the way off this face-off. Let me in 34 go to work. So, Bobby Gooch, good to have you back.
I thought it was actually going to be like, I don't know why that's on the screen, but I thought it was going to be a fucking bar murder after that. Like, I thought we were going to have like a 9-goal game after that, but honestly, like, at least if oh my God, when you see Big Poppy like in the center ice, goalies must shit their pants a little. I thought we were going to have like a 8-9 goal game after that, but Toronto's kind of like held their own.
Yeah, I mean, you get a look at. You make a great point. I just want to get to this shot by Matthews. It's crazy how different guys shoot the puck. It's like when you look at a guy like Bedard shoot the puck, he kind of just really whips it with his forearm. Matthews, he sets his feet, and his lower body is so goddamn strong, and you can tell like just through the core, through his fucking lower body and his base, how much just velocity he generates. I'm not trying to get all tactical over here like the fucking like the I Train hockey guy over here, but I'm breaking down his shot, and I've skated with him enough times. It's just the way he shoots the puck is just amazing, and it all starts with him just cementing his feet into the ice, and especially when he gets a nice look, it just comes through the lower body, through the core, and he's able to whip that thing like a whip it at 3 a.m. Oh my God.
Skinner looked good, man.
Yeah, Leonard Skinner. Real good. Yeah. Give me 3 steps, he said, Leonard Skinner. Folks, right now, if you're following along, Simon Benoit massaging the puck. He throws it up the wall. The Leafs are able to corral that thing as Mitchie Marner and Amats 34 go for their change. But a great shift by the Maple Leafs there. Again, Giordano is able to get to that puck for a touch icing. And again, well, 11:45 remaining. Bobby, a great game. Honestly, it's kind of been of a defensive stalwart effort. I mean, not a whole lot of chances. I mean, you get a little chance here from Giordano, but look at Skinner there. I mean, an absolute pizza burger there from Darnell Nurse. But look at Skinner here, right on top of the paint. That is so big. It takes away that both sides of the net.
I can't believe Giordano is still playing, but could you imagine the electricity if this was the Cup final? Like, just two fan bases in Canada? Like, that would be belligerent.
It would be insane. And doesn't Giordano just
how old is this guy?
Well, it doesn't just seem...
No disrespect.
I think he's like 40, 41, but Giordano, the name, it just sounds like a pizza joint.
So it's saying,
you know
like,
what I mean?
listen, you're going to wear a gold Daytona Rolex, you're going to fly private, and sometimes you're going to shoot people in the head with an unlicensed weapon. That's just what Italian guys do. And yeah, it's a sick name, Giordano.
Yeah, absolutely. Gio Furta. Folks, again, right now, 11:40 remaining in the second frame, sorry. Shots right now, 19-18 in favor of the Buzz. That is the Maple Leafs. John Tavares gets low over the puck, nose on the puck, nose on the mirror. I like to call it like a 3-day ski pass in Vegas. So Tavares doing his part. I'm not sure if he's going nose over the mirror. The guy I don't think really drinks, but hey, that's probably a good thing, and that's probably why he's making 11 and a hook. TJ Brody collects the puck in the trapezoid, then sends it over to Tavares as he gathers the puck right around the top of the circle, sends it rink wide over to Morgan Riley. Morgan Riley kicks it out to William Nylander. He's so good on his edges, man.
So sick.
The way he cuts, it's just unbelievable. He's
cutting like an emo girl on a Friday night in her bedroom.
He is. He really is. He's got the knife out. He's just slicing and dicing it up. So right now, the game, honestly, Rob, is gotten a little stale. It's kind of like that Wonder Bread you pull out of the cabinet after 5 weeks, and it's got a little bit of mold on it. But anyways, you put peanut butter on it and say, fuck it, I'm going to eat this shit because I'm not going over to the 7-Eleven. Folks, right now, 11 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the second frame. Again, we will go to our second commercial break, right around the 7-minute marker. Going to the third line now with the Maple Leafs as they have an offensive zone face-off. And Kelly Yarncroc, Max Domi, and Tyler Todd Bertuzzi get a look here. Now, this is a little bit of a line that you think could get going. I actually really like this third line. I think the top two lines you kind of shuffle around, but in terms of playoff time, Yarncroc, Bertuzzi, and Domi, I mean, these guys could be effective. I think if Domi and Bertuzzi play physical, they can play heavy hockey, and you got a responsible center iceman, a Yarncroc. This could be a line that Sheldon Keefe could look come April.
Yeah, I just think as long as they're buzzing on the forecheck, like they can disrupt a lot of shit. As long as they don't do that, Bertuzzi just an absolute in and out, double, extra cheese, fried onions, animal style with pickles straight to the center, the middle of the slot. But yeah, dude, they can really buzz hard that line. Like I would not want to be retrieving that puck if they're coming at you.
No, listen, I mean, if they can, especially they'll need to get scoring. I don't know how many goals, Chad. How many goals does Max Domi have? Is it 2 or 3 or is it 4? And what does Bertuzzi have? Because I know those guys are both struggling. Obviously, it's hard coming over, especially in a new system. Sheldon Keefe, their system is such a different system. They play a very puck possession, European soccer-like system. So it takes a long time, especially these guys that are used to playing very North hockey. It's hard, Rob. It's really hard, especially Bertuzzi coming over from Boston last year, where he ended. And then Domi, he's been fucking everywhere. I mean,
Domi's been on every team in the NHL.
That's what I mean. He came over from Dallas. Pete DeBoer likes to play North hockey. He played a lot of time in Carolina where they just fucking rim the puck and get on the forecheck. So it's a very different system in terms of what Sheldon Keefe brings. I think it's a good system. I think it works for this team. It just takes a little bit of time to get used to as we got the first line back here on the ice.
Yeah, I think, like we always say here in Hockey Night in Scottsdale, Domi, move around as much as you want. If a team wants you, who fucking cares? But I thought he would always score a little bit more just because the way he plays. But look, but if you're getting the minutes he's getting, like you just got to fit in somehow.
Right.
But,
yeah, you're playing second power play. You're playing 13-odd minutes. It's
oh my God. I didn't see what happened there. Dude, Morgan Riley has been jumping up in the play like a savage all night.
He always does. He's a fucking rover.
All night.
He's a goddamn Range Rover Sport is what he is. He's not the limited edition. He's a Range Rover Sport. Yes, he does have black rims. Yes, he has a matte finish. But Morgan Riley for 7 and a hook. People shred this guy in Toronto. I love his game. I love what he brings. He always plays fucking hard, man. And he's a great skater. This guy always plays hard. That's what I love about him. If people shred him for his defensive style, who cares? He has 70 points. Is he a number 1 defenseman? I don't know, but he's an unbelievable number 2. And just imagine if the Leafs had a number 1. But a great play by Morgan Riley. Now, that's a set play at the top of the key there, Rob, as they show that again. That was a give and go. He finds the F3 in the middle of the ice, and then he jumps in and ultimately gets it back. And a great finish from number 44, the longest tenured Leaf on this team.
Someone said stick tap from OJ Switch. Right? One glove. If it ain't. Oh! I can't believe you just missed that. Oh my God. Hyman going upstairs, the opposite upstairs where Anne Frank is hiding. That was insane. Just in tight, right upstairs.
Oh my, tight and bright where Anne Frank was hanging in the attic, you're saying?
Dude, watch this. Like out of nowhere.
Was that onside?
I don't know.
Like, look at that play.
Oh my God.
Dude, look at that Mohawk turn he had in the middle of the ice. Look at this. Oh, open it up, can opener. How you doing? TJ Brody, the human clock killer. And then he goes bunker. Oh my God. Killer. The clock killer got absolutely walked like he was the golden doodle at lunch hour. Holy fuck. What a play. Is that onside? Is that confirmed? Does that look a little funky? It's just to the naked eye with a guy wearing fast shades, a pair of Troy Lee. And Sheldon Keefe's taking a look at that.
Oh, already.
Was that on? Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if that was onside. Just looking at that bare naked ladies there. Shout out to the bare naked Furtas. But Jay Swish, the People's Insider, saw a little something there on that line and looked a little funky. Now, will it stand? I'm not sure. It just looked a little funky, folks. Let's see a replay here.
That's the difference between you and me as a fan. I don't even think about that shit right away. You're like, that might be offside. Yeah, I think if that challenge came that quick, that's going to come
it looked funky the way he corralled the puck right around the blue line. I don't know. I mean, again, the Zebras will take care of it. These guys just came straight from Foot Locker. As we get another look here, as Morgan Riley sends it off, it takes a weird bounce off the stanchion, okay? So now that's played in – oh, that's offside.
Where the fuck is the puck?
Yeah, that's offside. It hits Bouchard's skate right around the blue line. So right here, this is offside. It's 2 feet offside. 2 feet. 2 feet.
Oh, my God. It's way offside.
2 feet offside.
Why didn't the ref blow that down right away?
I don't know. Yeah, I was going to say, it's 2 feet. It looked weird. Yeah, that's obvious. I mean, you don't need to review that. That sucks. I mean, you take away a goal, but how do you miss that? How hung are you if you're the fucking linesman there? What's going on?
Yeah.
Like, how hung are you? I mean, you don't even need a video coach to find that. When it's Sheldon Keefe, man, touch a gray fella. He's graying. Jesus, talk about Greyhawk. Greyhawk. Shout out to Greyhawk here in Scottsdale. Sheldon Keefe, the sliver of gold. Sliver of silver. Oh, talk much swish. Sheldon Keefe actually is a Arizona native in the offseason. Rob, you know that?
Say that again. Sorry, I was tweeting the goal.
Sheldon Keefe spends his time in Arizona.
No way.
Yep.
Why? It's hot as hell here in the summer. Is he fucking on acid?
His skunk went to ASU.
Oh, nice. No way.
Yeah.
So you know Sheldon Keefe is getting the craziest top.
Yeah.
I mean, there's spit, there's drool.
Yep.
He's getting ridden like a Harley Davidson in Cave Creek, Arizona, maybe even with a Hells Angels vest on. I had no idea Sheldon Keefe was smashing a bird from Arizona State. Good for you.
Yeah, he's riding her like a wild Mustang. That is his wife now, but I think she's just a nice little firecracker ASU gal. Not sure where she's exactly from, but Sheldon Keefe actually gets his haircut from the same barber as me, Rob. No wonder why we both have the $5 fuck-me-ups, but that is neither here nor there. Back to the game, folks. Right now, we have 8:15 to play. Actually, 8:12. Sorry, I misspoke. Again, people, you, the people, the beauties that watch with us, night in and night out, weekly shows. We love you. Please get at us in the chat. Ask us anything. We will be going to one more commercial break before we go to the intermission. But please, get at us in the chat. Where are you tapping in from? Right now, we have 2-0 Toronto. Obviously, a great play by Morgan Riley. That goal by Zach Hyman. The way he got those fucking hips going. Those hips don't lie like Shakira.
I love Shakira.
It was ultimately called off because it was about 3 feet off sides, and I'm not sure how that linesman, he must be a call-up, did not see that. Anyways, folks, right now, 7:31 remaining as we go to a face-off because the play hit the netting. Rob, we're at the chat break here, brother. Low and slow. Get at us. What do we got going? Where are people tapping in from? Folks, again, ask us anything. What do you want to know? I mean, we're going to be in Calgary on Saturday. We'll be boots on the ground. Chins tucked right in the jaw of Western Canada.
Yeah, sorry. I was just getting a tweet out there, Swish. All right, we're going to scroll up in the chat a little bit. Holy shit. Just a bunch of gobbledygook tonight, folks. Listen, we love everyone that joins, but this chat has been an absolute cesspool for most of the night. And hey, sometimes it happens. Not every album's going to come with 12 bangers on it. But let's see if we can get anything that's Bro stole my joke. I don't know what. Jesus Christ, this is horrible.
Nothing.
I mean, it is just straight garbage tonight.
Folks, come on, baby. Get us in the chat.
Absolute garbage.
I mean, we still got about 200 people in here, which is a great for a late game. Obviously, we have two, marquee teams matching up, East versus West. The hottest team, Edmonton Oilers, facing off with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Folks, what do we have in the chat? Ask us anything. I know you're tuning in, but what questions do we have? We have about 7 minutes remaining in the second frame, and then again, we will be going to the intermission. So load those questions up, please. Get at us in the chat. Low and slow, baby.
Yeah, the chat absolutely sucks today. It's just a bunch of people spamming shit that aren't true Hockey Night in Scottsdale fans. It's very evident that late night crowd isn't as good as the normal midday crowd that we have here.
Brad, low and slow, Holzer, Schmaltzy. How was that drive from Madison to Addison Ice Arena when you were driving with when you were playing with the Mission? Well, it wasn't perfect, but I wasn't driving. I was my parents. Unbelievable. We would drive 2 hours one way. Me and Nick would load up the fucking Suburban or the Prius, take it down. My dad back in the day, Rob, he's not exactly a Prius driver, but we were driving 4 times a week to Chicago to go play hockey from Madison. It's 2 hours one way. So we actually ended up buying a Prius. We load that bastard up, get right out of Verona High School or Verona area middle school, skip class from like 2 to 3 or 4, whatever it was, just cut out of class, right out of class, load up, get down the I-90, and go play for the Mission. So good times, a lot of time spent with my bro, dad, even my mom, baby. So low and slow over here.
I just want to get this one. Yeah, I played against Charlie McAvoy a handful of times, and in summer leagues I played against a couple people that went on to play in the NHL. But all right, getting back to the game, 7:05 remaining. Dude, hopefully I'm gonna retweet this stream because we need fucking a better chat right now. This night crowd is just making me want to shoot myself in the head with an unlicensed pistol. This is absolutely insane.
Yeah, folks, come on, baby. Get at us in the chat. Ask us anything. Again, right now we have 6:45 remaining in the second frame. The Toronto Maple Leafs leading the home Edmonton Oilers live from Rogers Place, but again, live from the couch here in North Scottsdale. I have my dress shoes on tonight, Rob. I got the half Windsor knot. I have my chin tuck, fight strap on. Folks, just get at us in the chat with questions. Again, load those up because we will be going to an intermission break, and we will need you, the people, interacting. Again, we need valued questions. We need just anything you want. Ask us some questions you have for us. Again, I know it's not always perfect, but we're trying to bring you the best in-game entertainment we can, live from the couches. We get a live look at Matty Nyes. And right now, I would say, despite those 2 chances in this game, Rob, this game has been pretty even. Back and forth. There's been maybe a couple more chances in favor of the Leafs, but Edmonton Oilers, they got to wake up. They get a goal disallowed. Now, yes, that was very offside, but still, it was offsides like a racist joke. But yes, I would say we need to get going here. You get a live look at Evan Bouchard taking the screws to Matty Nyes. Just let them know you're there. The old slap shot line. Let them know you're there. Bleed all over them. Let them know you're there. That's a great sock tape job, by the way, on Nyes. I always respect a good sock. That's a mid-calf sock, folks. Again, where you start taping it right around the heel area, and it goes all the way down to the toe. So, Matty Nyes, nice tape job, fella. Right now, 6:14 remaining as we get a look at Giordano just beating the puck up the wall like a nice piece of rubber. Leon Draisaitl surveys his options and throws a little bit of a chili cheese dog right in front of the net. Darnell Nurse sifts a puck to the net, corralled by Leon Draisaitl, and he sends it over rink wide to Leon.
Oh, it was there.
It was. Connor Brown. Or was that CC?
CC. Man, I feel like listen, I love McStevenson. I love Draisaitl, but I feel like I haven't noticed them for any of the second. Am I tweaking? Am I wrong?
No,
I haven't even noticed them.
I think you're right there. I think there's not been a whole lot of space, and when you really notice McDusty is when he gets going with those gaps, right? Like it's a defenseman that's flat-footed. He gets space to the neutral zone. Right now, the Leafs are doing a pretty good job in terms of the three-quarter game, and what I mean by that for all you young hockey players or young listeners, or even old listeners just tapping in, is the Maple Leafs are doing a really good job of establishing a forecheck. And then when the puck does get out to the neutral zone, they're able to gain or reestablish the puck and get it going north again. So McDavid just needs some space in the neutral zone. I think that's when he really thrives. He can kind of get those pistons going. He starts high-stepping. And Draisaitl, yes, he's more of a down low player, a guy that can work off the cycle, but they haven't had a whole lot of established zone time. And again, McDavid needs a little bit of space, like you saw in that first period when he was absolutely high stepping.
Yeah, definitely. Chad, we're going to get to that question in just a second. 5:15 remaining here in the second period is, oh my God, somebody just 37. Yeah. Who is that?
Liljegren, yeah, he just put McLeod on his wallet there, right on his back.
Cough the puck up, though.
Tom Coughlin.
I'll answer this right now. Current players right now, dude, I have to say, I've been saying it. I've been nut chugging this guy for about a full month now. Matthias Maccelli. His playmaking is unbelievable. He's a great skater, good vision. If this guy was in a bigger market, he would get talked about a lot. I mean, but that's somebody right now, Swish, I love it watching play, especially live at the mullet.
Yeah, he's great. The iconic mullet arena. Great player, good chin. Finnish kid. He's rocking a fishbowl right now. I don't even know how he has that vision with that sort of lens he's rocking. But yeah, a kid that's been playing great for the Coyotes. I honestly think he's only going to get better. His ceiling is very high. A guy I look at that just came back in the lineup, I believe tonight or last night, Kyle Connor from the Winnipeg Jets. I love his game. I think he's very underrated. U.S. product, a guy that can score 40 goals a year. So a guy I really like to watch. And I don't think a lot of people necessarily might keen on, one would say.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what this guy's profile picture was before I brought it up. But thoughts on Rick DiPietro? Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool when you're 24 years old and the GM calls you up and he's just like, hey, man, do you want to be signed to an NHL contract for the next 20 years? You go, yeah, I do. And you take the money and run. Small team. What are your thoughts on doing a cold plunge after a night out with the fellas in the Devil's Den?
Oh, the Devil's Den, fella. I assume you're just assuming you get over the hot stove, you start chalk talking it. Maybe you're in the sauna. Maybe you're hanging out with the boys. But, yeah, I'm actually that loser sometimes when I strike out of the bar, which is probably, I would say, Rod, you know me, is 74 to, I would say even probably 74 to 88% of the time. Yes, I get a little trim, but most of the time I come back here and I will sauna and cold plunge at like 3 a.m. and I'll get so lightheaded and then I'll just go right to bed. It's hilarious. It puts me right to bed, puts me in my element, it calms me down. I'm normally buzzing off about 10 Irish coffees, I would say, and probably 3 or 4 espresso martinis. So it really sets the screws. And, yeah, I will do a solo plunge, or if my cousin's down here, I'll drag his ass in there and just talk it out. So I love that play, fella.
Yeah, when can we buy Toronto tickets? We just talked about this briefly, but just to let everyone know, I know new people pop in. We don't have them quite on sale yet. We're still working on the venue. We're really just going to go buzz around Toronto, get drunk, hit on the waitress. Now an opportunity came up. We might have a fucking show. So if we do the show, you'll see it on Twitter. We don't know yet, though. We're going to get back to these after the period, though. Thank you for the good questions right there, folks. Chat is picking it up. Love to fucking see that shit.
Yeah, love that. Keep her humming. Keep her low and slow, but keep her high and hard as we get a live look here in the dying minutes here of the second frame. Folks, again, if you're following along, 4:38 remaining in the second frame. Jake McCabe intercepts a pass from Leon Draisaitl. He gets a little bit of space.
Full windup.
Absolutely sends a howitzer off the end wall. Misses the cage. I don't know if that would have hit a soccer net route, but that's neither here nor there. As McDavid, we finally get a look. Oh, great play over to Ekholm. Oh, he's trying to find the 1T. I like that. Oh, that was sick.
How the fuck did that even go in?
That was so sick.
How the fuck did that go in?
That was so sick.
Oh, my God. Like a sneaky reach around at the Christmas after party.
Oh, my God. Yeah, you're reaching around your uncle because you found his divorcee, and that's technically your step on. But, hey, fair play is fair play. And that's Trim at the table, and I want her, and I'm going to do everything I can. Look at this play, though.
I thought Ekholm should have shot that, but dude, the way he adjusted to catch that pass.
It's crazy that wasn't a pass. Like, most guys just throw that at the net. He is actually making a play that is, oh, my God.
Oh, my. I got to tweet that.
That is such a sick play by Leon Draisaitl. Now, people are going to think that he's trying to pass at the King. There is no way. He sees that last second that Martin Jones maybe is cheating off his post, and he sends a little bit of a saucer pass on that fucking Pavel Datsyuk, like pizza shovel he uses, and throws it just about 6 to 8 inches off the ice. And what a fucking play by Leon Draisaitl to get his team back in this game, especially late in the second period. My God, that was sexy. That was such a sneaky, sick play by Draisaitl. Oh, my God. If
you're Martin Jones, like, you're having a relatively good game. He's been positionally well all night. You just hate to see, like,
you just don't think one. How many guys in the world shoot that puck? Like, no, right? Exactly. It's like 4, maybe 3 or 4 guys that are that creative to think to stiff that at the net that this guy might be cheating because he saw Kane going to the net. He saw him going to the back door. He knew that was an option, but he's like, well, I can't get that puck there. There's sticks there. Let me throw a little bit of a sifter, a Taylor sifter, right to the net. And what a goddamn headsy play by Draisaitl to get his team back in this game and to ultimately, set up a nice third period for the home team, Rob.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm still in awe. Just to listen, I don't stare at men's hips that often, Swish, but just the way he adjusts to get that puck, just the way his hips turn, full Shakira, as you mentioned too previously. Just the guy's a stud. And you know what, Swish? Just when I say he's quiet.
Yeah, it's just, look at hand down, man down. Come on. You have your hand down right there, man down, Martin Jones. You have to have that hands up. Why do you wear a glove? Well, why do I wear a glove? Because it's always up and it's always ready. It's got that Franklin stick-em on it. I grab a drink, it's right here. Martin Jones, hand down, man down, and as Mark Jackson would say over at TNT for basketball, mama, there goes that man. What a goal there by Leon Draisaitl, one of the best goal scorers, as you folks know, in the goddamn entire National Hockey League. And we got a game here. Now, Toronto has had a pretty good period thus far. Does that rattle them? Does that tie-ratty them? I'm not sure, but right now it's looking that way. And again, this sets up, I think, in favor of the home team. It's crazy to say that, Rob, 2-goal leads, even now in NHL. Before you always just say, teams would panic if they were down 2 goals. Now it's you could be down 3 goals and it doesn't even fucking matter.
Yeah, it's just it goes a day just classic 2-1 hockey, 3-1 hockey, 2-0 hockey. Now there's just so many goals in the game, so much skill that you can really come back at all times. You don't see the game as clogged up anymore, like my toilet on a Sunday after eating a giant Jersey Mike's Italian sub, Mike's White, and I asked them to sit on it, Swiss. So I have ass cheek imprints on the bread. I'm just going to finish up this tweet real quick.
Full-on butt tuck from Jersey Mike's. There's something to be said that's Mike's way that comes to the side of pink eye. Folks, again, we are at the 2-minute marker. And again, McDavid getting going. I love when he gets the Indy 500 going. So what I mean by that, folks, the Indy 500, he starts circling the zone. He's going all around. He's doing the old ring around the rosy. There goes your nosy. Right now, he gets those D-man tired, and now that's where McDavid can go to work because he has the best stamina in the league. He's like a young Johnny Sins comparable, a young Lance Armstrong doping. He just has a different level to him, and when he gets a tired defense, anything is possible. Right now, folks, again, if you're in the chat, thank you for tuning in. We have about 90 seconds left here in the second frame before we go to our second and final intermission of the Hockey Night in Scottsdale broadcast. Again, right now, the Toronto Maple Leafs leading the Edmonton Oilers. That is 2-1 shots in favor of the Edmonton Oilers. 26-21. Derek Ryan had a great shot tip chance there. Darnell Nurse finds the empty guy. Now that's a bad box up by Comp. It said he had been out there for about almost 2 minutes. He loses his check. Derek Ryan, the veteran who played at the University of Alberta, which is crazy to say. He played CIS, had a nice little shot tip there. So Edmonton looking good in the latter half of this period. Shot attempts right now, 52-33 in favor of the Oilers. I don't really go off that. I just go off of game feel. You got to go off your own eyes. I'm not saying my eyes are perfect. I've had 3 Irish coffees. But right now, this game to me as evening out, or if not, Edmonton regaining a little bit of momentum leading into the final frame.
Yeah, I'm glad. I thought that went in. Yeah, I'm glad to see it's not just a 1-0 game, but it's going to be interesting. 2-1, still a lot of game left in this one. You're going to have 20 miles after this. Edmonton at home. It's a big game. Whenever you have, like you said, the world's best players going head-to-head, it always matters. This one's definitely circled on the Cali, the Ryan Callahan. And, dude, Edmonton has to keep winning, So, they don't have to because they already had a sick comeback to get back in the standings, but it's an important game.
Yeah, it's one of 82, right? But at the same time, you want to set the stage, especially there's so much pride on the line. There's so many things that as a star player, and I've never been one of those at this type of level, but even just dating back to you want to be the best players want to be the best players. And a lot of people in Canada are watching this game, especially 2-story franchises. It's just a damn shame. Again, we're kind of beating a broken drum here, but it sucks when this game is not a nationally televised game, especially in the U.S., because these are some of the best players, if not the best players in the world. You have Austin Matthews. You have Leon Draisaitl, the obvious, McDusty, Willie Stiles, Mitchie Sheets. These are guys that should be playing on the big stage, and to be just a regional broadcast is a goddamn shame. It's just I hate to keep saying it, but it's really true, and the game needs to change in terms of getting these guys, the big boys, on the biggest stage, because why wouldn't they be? This is how you sell the game. This is two teams right now absolutely duking it out. And it's funny to say, Rob, they're playing pretty good defensively, which for offensive guys, you know how much is on the line and how much they respect each other when they're checking well. They're staying above pucks. No one's cheating the game. This is a very honest game we have right now, and that's why the score is so low scoring.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's not every day you
gotta get some water.
Generational players playing in a game against each other. I mean, it's a lot to be a Would you say Draisaitl is generational? Yeah, I'd say so. All right, we're gonna take it to the chat. When are the boys coming back to the Forks? Hopefully soon, dude. I miss the Forks. Just something about getting drunk around people that are actually people that gets me going. Scottsdale, everyone's just kind of a fucking prick and a pussy. So it would be good to be around real, like, salt of the earth people and chicks that are just down to party. When a stranger asks what you guys do professionally, what do you tell them? Actually, a crazy good question. I never knew what to say because, you know, I'm just an unemployed retard on the couch. So I never really had an answer to this question. But recently I just say, hey, man, I do some podcasts. I do some shows. Flick your girl's bean. That's pretty much it. I really don't have a serious answer because I don't know. I guess, you know, maybe I could say I'm on tour now because we're going on a little tour, but I feel like that's kind of a cocky answer. So when somebody asks what I do, I just say, your girl. Next question. When's the reunion of Joe Blacks? I would love to get back there. Hopefully sometime soon. I'm not sure. We really have a really busy schedule for the next like 2 months on paper, but yeah, hoping to get back. Favorite NHL rink you boys have been to? I'm just biased, man. I'm from New York. I love Madison Square Garden. Watching hockey at the Mullet is awesome. I know it's not ideal for the league and for the players, but you're right on top. It's the only time I'd like to be right on top of men that much. You're right on top of the rink. It's really just a crazy experience, to be honest with you. We're using this is just a remote. I don't even know what this is. It's not even a real mic. I just like holding it. I just like having something that's 4.5 inches in my hands. Let's see. Here we go. Bro streaming himself watching the hockey game in 2024. Yeah. Nothing to be ashamed of about that, even if that, fuck you, shut the fuck up. When you're coming to Winnipeg, great question. Definitely going to make it out there. We're going to hit every Canadian major Canadian city. So good question. Not sure yet, but that's definitely on the books. Would like to get to Earls on Main sometime in playoff time, just so it warms up a little bit. Honestly, you know, if the whiteout in more ways than one in Winnipeg is unbelievable, Rob. I would love for you to see the whiteout. I've experienced it once just as a fan when I was up at school in North Dakota, but yeah, that would be unbelievable. I don't know, especially I'll let you answer this because as a pro player yourself, I don't know. It could be anything, dude. I don't know. Yeah, no apparent injury with Draisaitl. I mean, look, you're always nursing something, and if there's something that's a little bit of a tweak, if it's a growing injury, if it's a little bit of a knee, if it's some sort of contusion, maybe it's a back issue, maybe it's a shoulder. There's so many little things that go into it and kind of offset, no pun intended to the Migos, could offset your play and just lower your performance by 5, 10, 20%. Maybe you can't push off the one leg as explosive. But at the same time, it's like the sun's setting at 4 p.m. in Edmonton. But, dude, he has 20 goals. Yeah, and maybe they don't see the same pop. I mean, he looks great tonight. I would say there's maybe a little something there. And if there's not, who knows, man? Ebbs and flows, baby. Peaks and valleys. You just got to ride them, baby. Yeah. Shesterkin. Yeah, I've heard a lot about Shesterkin being a bad goalie this year. I just haven't. I know that Quick's been good. I haven't been too dialed into him. But, yeah, listen, he's a young guy that came out real hot. And so that makes the expectations, really fucking high. But I'm a fucking asshole. I don't really know how it goes with those guys, especially goalies. I'm sure he'll snap out of it, though, because I think fundamentally, guy's a good goalie. I mean, you look at goalies all the time. A guy like Jordan Binnington, who we had on last week, he refused to go to the coast, and all of a sudden, 3 months later, he's winning a Stanley Cup. Goalie and kickers, Rob, are the most crazy position in all of sports, and then you just got to ride a hot kicker. You got to ride a hot goalie. It's just how it goes. So it's the way of the road. Shout out to Jacob Reese with the profile picture. And look, I'm no Leo DiCaprio, but this guy looks like he just smoked a 8-foot PVC pipe bong that his buddy Chadley made. The one you make from Home Depot? Just high as hell, this kid. I fucking love it. It's going to be at the Rec Room in Buffalo, March 30th. Tickets go on sale next week, I think.
Higher than the cost of living in Manhattan Beach. Fella, you look great. Keep whacking the bong. Myself, well, I used to dust off a little bit of a bong, but hey, I am not plant-based anymore.
No question here. Just got to let y'all know that Crosby is the best player ever. Suck a dick. I'm not exactly sure about why the suck a dick part was necessary in that, but yep, I love Crosby. One of the all-time greats. I'm going to be very sad when he is done playing. I'm definitely going to cry. Yeah, definitely the best grinder to ever switch. Like, there's no one works the corners like that guy.
T. Gritty Farms, gluten-free, grass-fed farms. I mean, I don't even want to suck a wrench. I want to just agree with you. He's one of the best players of all time. I mean, he's one of my favorite players. As I always say, he's the most skilled grinder of all time. A guy that just plays the right way, plays above the puck, and he has such good skill and just a goddamn coxman out there.
Thoughts on Cat Williams? I absolutely love him.
Pinto's bookie. I love Cat Williams. That guy chucks both ways. And I think, from what I know, which is nothing, was spitting the truth. Brett Stella, Schmaltzy, I live by your motto when I'm drinking. The only way to get back at it is to get back in it. Absolutely. And I think I was drunk when I tweeted that. The biggest thing or said that, it is true, but sometimes the only way out is further in is another way I like to say it. But yeah, you can't drink all day unless you start in the morning. Sometimes the only way out is further in. Sometimes the only way to get back at it is to get back in it. Get back in the cabbage. Get on the saddle. Stop moaning. Stop bitching. You can have one to get over the hump and just park that bitch and drop her in neutral and get her going, baby.
Would you rather have Todd Bertuzzi or Rafi Torres on your team in their prime? That's kind of like a good question, but Todd Bertuzzi, he's a little bit Rafi Torres brings a criminal element to the game, but not one where he's like paralyzing people. So I'm gonna have to go with Rafi Torres. I know guys that know guys that know guys that know him, and they say nothing but good things about him off the ice. So I'm gonna have to go with Rafi Torres just because I don't really like what Todd Bertuzzi did, or I don't like the result, obviously. But yeah. Hockey question. In the NHL, can you have a bottom pairing D/fourth liners, TJ Brody, David Kampf, that are soft as butter and take yourself seriously? Listen, dude, we talk about it all the time on Hockey Night Scottsdale. If you just look at the way Vegas was built last year and you look at the way Colorado's built and Tampa's built, you have to have a certain amount of nail guns on your team. Now, look, I have zero credential when it comes to hockey. I'm just an alcoholic on a couch wearing a pea coat and a beanie indoors. But it doesn't take a rocket appliances to know that you need nail guns on your team. So, Sammy Alpine, obviously, you're a Toronto fan. I kind of hear where you're coming from, brother.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you look at the teams that win. You look at the bottom pairs. You look at a team like Vegas. They have guys like White Claw. They have Brady McNabb. They have Will Carrier. You look at a team like Tampa Bay when they won. They had Zach Bogosian. They had Luke Shen. They had Patty Maroon. They had these heavyweights. You look at a team like St. Louis who had Bobby Bortuzzo. You had these heavyweight players in the bottom pairs that just knew how to throw both ways, clear the paint, get guys out of the way, instill a little bit of fear. And when you play against David Kampf or TJ Brody, and this is no disrespect, but are you scared of him? I think you know the answer.
No, Nip and Peaches. We do not work in media. I don't think you can act like the way I act and work in media. But no. Come to Denver. I've actually never been to Colorado, Switch.
Take me home, country roads. Folks, that's John Denver. I would love to get to the Mile High City, do a little bit of who knows what that city. They like 7 kinds of smoke, and they do a little bit of goofy stuff. But I'm down to get to Denver, and definitely will be on the tour list. Maybe come 24 here on the other side of playoffs, Rob, or maybe into the next year. Who knows? But I would love to get to Denver, a great city, and I think they really came out and showed their true passion for their Avs when they won that mug.
Sammy, we did answer your question. A way to watch it is go on Twitter. Unfortunately, when we're done with the stream, you could rewind. I don't know if you could fully rewind while we're doing the stream, but we did answer your question seriously. Is Halifax in your plans for a Canadian tour? It's not, but honestly, I wouldn't mind like going to a Q game or something like that and just like,
I would love to get up to Halifax, and I'd also love to get up to Newfoundland. Both places that throw both ways. Shout out to Terry Ryan, by the way, 47 years old the other night. Played in the East Coast Hockey League. He hadn't played a pro game in over 20 years. So shout out to Terry Furta. I don't know if you're listening, but someone clipped this for Terry. Unbelievable. That was so cool to see. Did you see what he said, Rob, too? He's like, yeah, I got the call. Honestly, I was at the bar. I was about 5 or 6 pints deep. Who knows how many shooters. I was celebrating my birthday. Figured I'd do it on Saturday versus Sunday. I I got the call from Adam Party, and I said, you know what, Terry, we needed to play. So I phoned a cab. I went home, had 4 liters of water, took a sniffer, got up the next morning and played the game. That is unbelievable. And he chucked, too.
Cool. Yeah, I saw that. He
has
to, right? Like, you got it. Like, you gotta make the best of it.
Literally chucked. That is so sick.
That's the worst thing about Scottsdale. Good question. Good, clean question coming in.
Clean family fun over here in Scottsdale.
The best thing is just the environment, the restaurants, the partying, the booze, the chicks, the weather.
8 months of the year.
The worst thing is just the summer weather. That's it. That's the only thing I don't like. And maybe the people are a little bit dumb, but I'm dumb as hell too. So
yeah, I was gonna say, if you like silicone, if you like fake sets, if you like cosmetic issued surgeries, this is a place for you. I think it's great though. The weather, it's 4 million people, but it doesn't feel like that big in terms of a city where you can kind of just go down Scottsdale Road, Hayden, whack your pen, do whatever you want, maybe catch a midday buzz and just cruise along at 45 miles an hour. It doesn't feel too big. And like Rob said, the weather's unbelievable. If you like to golf, you like to play pickleball, you like to play tennis, this is the place for you. And the people generally, Rob, are pretty chill.
What do you think I'm going to hand this off to you because I don't fucking know. What do you think the Sens have to do to fix their current situation? I can't believe where they're at in the stands. I can, but I can't. Like, when are they going to break?
Well, first of all, that is a long-term problem because they have a lot of their younger core locked up. But, Rob, I think it starts at the top. I don't think you need a 71-year-old coach in Jacques Lemaire, and I say that with all due respect.
How old is he?
71.
Holy
I don't think
shit.
that is the answer to relate to players that are 20 years old. So I think it is about getting through this season, hiring a coach you can really relate to, a guy like your leader, Matthew Tkachuk, who is on the same page. I think teams in general need to start taking more out of just the NBA book in terms of let's hire a guy that can really relate to our players. Okay, now we have that set in Rosetta Stone. Now we can build our core. But, yeah, that is a long-term fix. I just think it starts with a new coach, probably selling off guys like Chikrin, some of these guys that are probably not going to be there long-term just because they can't afford them, and then going from there and rebuilding your book, no pun intended to Shane Pinto and his book, but getting that core set. They have the core set, but at the same time they don't at all. So a lot has to change, and I really think it just starts with one move, and that is the coach. And I don't know if a guy like Craig Berube would have intentions or want to go there, but I'm sure if you paid him the right amount of money, he would probably look at it and really be able to set a culture there because culture is everything. If you have a good culture, now, okay, that bleeds into winning hockey. And right now, I think their culture and what they are is just all out of whack.
Who's the most underrated NHL team in the NHL? Tuning in from Poland. That's really fucking cool if you're not lying. That's really cool to hear that. Love your streams. Thank you. Swish, you know what I'm going to say. The chats, if you're familiar with us, you watch every week. I'm going to still go with the Coyotes. Swish, you had a great point that I never thought about when you brought it up for the first time. They have $30 million in dead cap space, which means $30 million of the cap they're not using. Yep. That's fucking insane. Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, so they basically park all those contracts like Hossa back in the day, Datsuk, Shea Weber, Jake Voracek. They use a lot of their money in terms of parking that all on their LTIR money. So basically they get off the hook, no pun intended to the hook, but in real dollars, Rob, they've only spent $50 million, $53 million. So they're $30 million under. Imagine what you could get for $30 million. I mean, that's a first defenseman at 8 to 10. That's another first-line center at 8 to 10. A guy that could play with Nick Schmaltz and Clayton Keller. Now, Hayes would probably drop down to the second line if you had a guy making $10 million, right? And then you could have, with that $10 million, you could have 3 or 4 comparable players. It's just crazy that they're that far under and still kind of in a hunt.
Thoughts on Trevelin dumping Lafferty for a fifth?
I think they were in a situation where they didn't see Lafferty long term. He was a bottom 6 option. He wasn't breaking the bank, but yeah, probably not the best look because Lafferty goes over to Vancouver. It is a very serviceable player up until this point. I think a lot of times those guys in the bottom 6, Rob, are pretty interchangeable in terms of even bringing guys up from the American Hockey League. But right now, not the best look. Lafferty's always been a really good forechecker, a guy that can get in on the play, plays physical, is a bigger body that skates well. But again, he's been a suitcase at the same time. He spent a lot of time in Pittsburgh with Wilkes-Barre and as well as the Pittsburgh Penguins. Spent time a little bit in Chicago, went on over to the Leafs, and now he's in Vancouver. So sometimes it just takes you 4 or 5 different places to find your home. It's like going through 3 or 4 divorces, right? It's just not perfect sometimes. You finally find that 4th wife, and she makes you quit drinking, and all of a sudden, life's good.
Yeah, maybe she eats your butt a little bit sometimes when you're
exactly.
drunk. This is coming in from Mike Vick's dog. Does Butter Golf ship to Canada?
Mike Vick's dog.
I can't believe Mike Vick's dog is still alive and kicking and tuning into Hockey Night in Scottsdale.
That is such a sick handle. Oh my God. Straight out of the northern suburbs of Atlanta. Shout out to Hotlanta. Yeah, we do, brother. I just sent a bunch of stuff to Canada today, probably 3 or 4 packages. Now, again, the shipping is a little more expensive, but yes, we do ship north of the border. We are not worldwide, but North America-wise, yes, I will deliver you and hand pack that shit myself, courtesy of the glove, baby.
Thank you for the compliment, Sammy Alpine. We appreciate it. Tapman from Newfoundland
Yes.
and sent to Terry. Thank you, dude. That's sick.
Hey, Evan, clip us in that and tag Terry and tag the Heat Daddy and tag Jay Swish as well, because I would love to see that. And Terry is, I've never met him, but I played with Noopies like Zach O'Brien. So shout out to those guys on the rock. They throw both ways.
It is insane. I don't think it's hilarious. Actually, I feel bad. A lot of people, dude, fucking people are like, is Chikrin going to get booed in Arizona? Let's not forget that Arizona originally put him on the block first.
Yep.
So why the fuck would he get booed? I think, like, I don't know what people were, like, talking about on the internet, but he didn't say, like, fuck this team, I'm out. He was on the block first. So, yeah, I mean, I love Chikrin. He's a great player, even better.
Sorry to interrupt you. I had this thought driving down Scottsdale Road today when I was listening to, I believe it was 32 Thoughts, our boy Elliot Friedman, who iced me tonight, by the way.
Come on, Elliot.
We were trying to get Fridge on. You iced me, buddy. Someone clip this. We'll send it to Elliot. But, yeah, Chikrin, I had this thought today. How funny would it be if he ended up somehow back in the desert?
I would love it. I think he's a fucking great guy, dude.
That's what I mean.
But also different GM.
And he could be the number 1 defenseman.
Oh, no, not a different
It's not a different GM, but they're at a different point of a rebuild. You come in, you see a little bit of promise. He still has his house here, Rob. He hasn't sold it. What if Chikrin was back here in the desert? I mean, what else do you need? You run the power play, you play 30 minutes a night. I just think that would be so funny if he ended up back here.
I love that.
I don't think it'll ever happen because it's kind of like going back to your ex-girlfriend after you ultimately wanted to leave. But at the same time, different shit and weird things have happened.
I have a feeling Perry to the Panthers. I fucking love that.
I like that.
I absolutely love that.
Big boy hockey in Florida. They're a little criminal down there.
Yeah.
Ryan Lomberg, Nick Cousins. He fits in right with those grease balls.
Yeah. Let's see here. Which Canadian team will bring back the cup home first? Dude, I have to say Toronto, but, like, imagine Winnipeg. Like, I think Winnipeg has a good team.
I think they have a really good team. I don't know if you come out of that winter with enough steam to get it done. Man, those are long winters. If you get through it and you're healthy and you feel good, I just know being up there playing in Grand Forks, North Dakota, I love Grand Forks, but it is cold, and you got to have a long, stiff chin. And those guys do, like the guys at University of North Dakota, they could go on a run. But it is a long year up there, so I'm hoping for the best because I do love Vegas of the North, as I call it. Shout out to the Shark Club. Shout out to Earls on Main and the ladies up there. I love Winnipeg.
Can we get a tour stop in St. Louis?
That would be unbelievable. I'm willing to go back there. I think I had a vendetta out there, just how things ended. But those were probably personal issues, Rob, over here. I'm down to go back to St. Louis. I would love to. I would love to get after it. Maybe do a show at O.B. Clark's. Maybe do a show at John D. McGirr's, Social House. Some of these places, it would be a great spot to get to.
Yeah, I agree. Are you going to watch the Australian Open? Absolutely. The one thing that bothers me about the Australian Open is that all the good matches are on very late and like 1, 2, 3 in the morning for me. But I'm definitely going to catch as much of it as possible. For those of you that don't know, I'm a huge tennis fan. But yeah. When will you boys make a Man Jose stop? That would take a lot of money. I don't know if I go there for $100,000. The last time I went to Man Jose, I came home with an ear infection, a sinus infection, and for some reason, my asshole hurt.
Dude, the last time I was in Man Jose, no shit, we had to rent a Sprinter van from Santana Road. We went to Stanford, and it actually ended up being worse on the Stanford campus. And we're like, all right, we played all our cards. We went to Man Jose, we went to Stanford. What is going on? We actually ended up going to a Stanford football game, which was kind of cool. They were playing USC. But then we ended up on Stanford's campus, and it was all guys like just a little bit nerdy, if you will. And I didn't see Tiger Woods or any of his waitresses running around. So that was all that.
Shout out to Tiger Woods and his waitress. I saw a comedy guy say Tiger Woods, he only cheated like 18 times on paper or whatever, but like the amount of times that he had to turn down chicks was probably like a million times that. But all right, 9:43 to go in the third period, the final frame. Let's get back to the action. We'll get to the chat at the commercial break. Thank you for everyone for the good questions. Thank you for tuning in to Hockey Night in fucking Scottsdale, people.
Yeah, folks, we're back here live from the couch. Bobby Gucci, Jay Swish, yours truly, bringing you the best action you legitimately can't get anywhere else. Right now, live from the couch in North Scottsdale, but more importantly, live from Edmonton, Alberta, as we have a matchup from the Eastern Conference, the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Edmonton Oilers. Toronto Maple Leafs leading the Edmonton Oilers, the hottest team in the National Hockey League right now, 2-1. Shots are pretty dead even. Bobby Gooch, 24-21 in favor of the Edmonton Oilers. Edmonton finished that period. Gooch, well, they were hot. They were buzzing. We will see what Toronto comes out because they were on their North Carolina Tar Heels, if you will, at the end of that second period. And right now, Draisaitl got them going. Let's see if that momentum can carry on to the final frame here, because I think this period, from what we've seen, will be shaping up for a great 20 minutes of play.
Yeah, definitely. Already pretty good pick. Oh! I think Skinner's look really good tonight.
Yeah, Leonard Skinner's look really good. He's seeing the puck. He's on top of the paint. That's always a dead giveaway. I don't know anything about goaltending. Like, I know fuck all. I barely know these guys' names, which is kind of disrespectful, but that's always been that way. But I know when a goalie is on top of the paint, he's seeing the puck, he's quieting things down. As a defenseman, Rob, anytime I saw my goalie fumble fucking pucks, he was kicking out rebounds. Well, it made me a little bit more nervous, and that felt like I had to play really good defense, which I couldn't to begin with. But now you see a guy that can quiet things down, kick it to the corner, make the first save, gobble everything up like your garbage disposal at your girl's place, and just really quiet it down. That is what really you need from a goaltender, and he's done just that tonight.
I'm surprised Tavares is even skating right now. He is probably black and blue. He got beat the hell out of in the first, I think, in the first period, and then early in the second. But Switch, I just realized it is fucking 11 p.m. on the East Coast. Oh! I lost that puck. People forget how easy it is to lose the puck in the glass when you're on the surface like this.
That was a nice play by Matty Nyes. He kind of invited the check in there and just dropped it off to Max Domi. Nice little play there, Rob. It was a subtle play, but a nice play from the Arizona native. Ryan McLeod. Let's see what this fella can do.
Doesn't he have the best faceoff percentage in the league or something crazy like that?
I think he might, yeah.
Oh, what a feed!
Derek Ryan fella. Nice little play right behind the net. Finds that soft area in the slot. Fella.
Wow, we have a tie game.
Just like that. It was kind of it was leading to that, right?
Yeah.
It was sniffing a little bit, you know.
You kind of knew that Gary Bettman was a phone-in tie here. Actually, no, this is not national TV, but let's see what happens here.
Was that onside? Just check that. Nice play. Little clap pass down low.
He's all alone. Why is he all alone?
Soft area fella. Kicked it out. Little slap back. Janmark, nice play. He drew like 3 guys in there. And then McLeod was able to take it post to post and find that soft area. I don't know why. That's just a
Does Brody have to have stick-on-stick there?
Well, one guy's got to take him. If it's not Brody, it's got to be his defense partner. But I would say probably TJ Brody, the human clock killer. That's his guy.
The human clock killer.
Alrighty, folks, if you're following along right now, we appreciate you staying with us. We have a tie ball game. The third period, 17-18 to play. Derek Ryan getting on the board, the University of Alberta product, the guy that spent a lot of time in the minor leagues as well as Europe. But a great play by Janmark. He draws 3 guys to him. I don't know whose guy that is, Rob, because you see Riley, he has to leave his post, right? He leaves his guy to take on McLeod, and then ultimately it opens it up for Ryan. So I would say Brody's got to be a little quicker getting back to the house and back to the slot, but that's just a miscommunication. I think the Leafs defense right there, you got to shore that up, and it leads to a goal.
I mean, I don't think the winger should be that deep in that, and also went behind the net across. So, like, I don't know. Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, it's just a good play by the fucking guy behind the net to just suck those D's in, you know.
Suck him in and knock him back. But, yeah, great play by Janmark again. A half clap pass down low to the streaking Ryan McLeod, who just got it over the blue line, made a great play, a lateral play, and then finds Derek Ryan in the slot. Folks, again, if you're following along right now, we have Dose over here on Hockey Night Scottsdale, a Tuesday night tilt featuring the Edmonton Oilers and the Toronto Maple Leafs. A great game here on hand as we have the league's best playing on a regional cable television network. But that's neither here nor there, because if you're following along with the boys at Hockey Night in Scottsdale, we are bringing you the best coverage you can't find literally anywhere else. Let's see if Matthews can get going here, Rob, though. You know what I mean? In terms of, he's been a little bit quiet. He got on the board early. He was feeling it, kind of died off a little bit. The Leafs haven't really had a ton of chances. I mean, Nylander in the second period there. Morgan Riley had the goal, but I don't know. It seems like it's been Edmonton's game for the latter half of this game.
Thank you, Ham Sammer, for the compliment. Swish, we're going to need your computer for the mic because my laptop is fucking dying.
Yes, sir.
And also, I didn't realize that we don't have 2 ports for this USB-C, so we're going to always have to have – I got the extension cord for the charger, but we're going to have to always switch over. Newlander, just trying to control side all night.
Send me a link or what?
Yeah, I sent it.
Okay. Plug this in.
Yep. Remember how bad we were at this shit when we first started?
Yeah, we're still not very good, but do I mute my computer or are we good?
No, you're good.
Okay.
Can we get a mic check real quick?
Folks, let's get a mic check. Mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2, baby. Low and slow over here. Folks, again, load up the questions. We're going to have a first commercial break of the final frame right now. We have 2-2 in the Edmonton Oilers game versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. We have a great matchup as the boys are starting to skate. You can feel the intensity, Rob. The crowd is getting into it. But again, at the 13-minute marker, right in about 90 seconds here, we'll go to the first commercial break of the final frame. McDavid getting the boots going. You can tell these guys right now this game means something to them. They're playing a Canadian matchup, Rob. These are 2 of the league's best stars want to show up. 34, Austin Matthews. You saw that goal by Draisaitl to just will the boys back into this game. And right now, we got dose. We got a tie ball game, and we thought this game might be a little more high scoring, Rob. But right now, brother, it's been really good hockey and a really structured game to this point.
Yeah, no, it's been a good game. It's not – listen, anything's better after that last game between Dallas and whoever the fuck they're playing. That was so hard to narrate and so hard to commentate on. Like, it was just an absolute snooze fest. But, yeah, I think this has been a good game. I think there's been good chances overall. Obviously, they took that goal away from Hyman because he's Jewish. But other than that, you love to see a sick play like that stand. But 2-2 game in the third with the brightest stars in the game on the sheet switch. Like, what else can you ask for at this point?
Speaking of Jewish people, and this might be a little off topic, do you have any good Jewish delis in the city that we can hit for a bagel? Because I literally do love a bagel. If you have any spots, when we are in New York City, boots on the ground at the end of the month, that is January 26th, live from the Canuck. Rob, I would love to grab a pregame bagel. And that's not being like, that's just one a bagel.
Yeah, no, there's a place called Essa Bagel. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I've been there.
It's pretty good. There's one more place that I can't remember the name of, but it's green on the outside. I'll figure it out. But they actually ship bagel switch, and if I would do it, but I don't want to become 300 pounds because I'm already a fat fuck. They ship bagels across the country. My aunt lives in Florida, and she gets them shipped out. It's unbelievable.
Really, yeah. I mean, like you said, you start eating bagel sandwiches, you start loading that thing up with cream cheese, and all of a sudden it looks like you swallowed a couple of airbags. But back to the game here, folks. Next whistle, we will be going to commercial break. That will be the first one of the final frame. Again, live from the couch, Bobby Gucci J Swish, 12:24, 12:23, and counting as the human clock color. TJ Brody almost goes low blocker with that thing. So, folks, right now, again, 12-13 and counting to play over here from the couch. The Edmonton Oilers and the Toronto Maple Leafs knotted up at a pair. We've had a great game so far. Again, a very structured game. I'm sure the coaches were in their ear early on, probably even into morning skate this morning. Hey, we got to tighten things up. We're playing against so-and-so. You know what I mean? That's how it always goes. These coaches get so hot and horny. They want to control the game. They want to control the pace, the structure of the game. They're doing what they do. They coach, right? But at the end of the day, you'd like to see these guys kind of open it up.
Yeah, I mean, it has been a really tight game. And Gups, thanks for the recommendations, fella. We appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know. Switch, like, is it going to open up and you played at the pro ranks. Like, at this point in the game, there's 11 minutes left, third period, 11:25 to be exact. Now, do you play for the tie here and you play a little bit more cautious with your teams, or are you trying to score?
Well, yeah, I think you're kind of in that position where the coaches are probably preaching the no wake zone, right? And you've had a couple of beers on the boat, you're on the Malibu, you're out on the water. And the guys that are maybe willing to rev it up, that have a little bit more of a leash, can do so. So the Nylanders, the Austin Matthews, the guys like McDavid, the guys like Draisaitl. But the role players, they're playing chip and chase. They're playing North hockey right now. I think defensemen, even if you're a skilled defenseman, you're just trying to get it past that first layer, get it over your own blue line. You don't want to be the guy that turns it over and creates a chance, maybe a grade A. So right now, yes, you are playing cautious, but your chin is still tucked. And I think at the same time, you can't play scared. Like, don't get lost and it's just 2-2. Like, this isn't playoff time, right? Like, we don't have to be perfect, but at the same time, we're building our lead. We want to get this thing going and ultimately, win this hockey game. So I think it's a little bit of a give and take, Rob, is what I'm saying, short story long.
That's a good point. If you're a bottom 6 guy, don't make mistakes.
Yes.
If you're a top 6 guy, like you said, long leash, do what you got to do to win us this motherfucking game.
Exactly. Yes, you gotta realize, and I think it just defensemen and forwards always have such a different mindset. Like, forwards are willing to do a little bit more cheating, like you used to say, you like to say. But I think as a defenseman, your first job is to play good defense. So let's get that puck out of the zone. Let's play good. Let's get it north. No mistakes, boys. So that's, I would probably is the mindset overall. But if a guy like McDavid's on the ice, he's thinking, fuck, I'm going to end this game right now.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we're going to go to the chat for the commercial break. We have Raymond Butterfield tuning in from my mom's place. My mom's actually not home right now, so I hope you're keeping the pillow warm or I don't know what the fuck I was going to say to that. Thank you for the mic check. Appreciate it. You guys ever been to New Brunswick? No, I have not. Who do you got for the live bet? Gun to my head, I think Edmonton wins this game.
Oh, yeah, I think so, too, and I think it's going to be a guy like McDavid or Draisaitl. The way these guys are buzzing tonight, I would say if this thing gets to OT – It's Oilers all day. I think if it's going to be one in regulation, I'm going to say Leafs.
Okay. Go-to shootout move for the boys. I don't know, like personally or like do you? I used to play back when I played a horrendous level of hockey. I always did the come in fast, hit the brakes, do a little Pat Kane, and then just flip it upstairs. That's what I used to do.
Yeah, that's a nice one. Yeah, dust it up. I used to be a shootout specialist in the jungle back in my day. They'd always have me shoot 3. So I'd come down the 3 hole. I would kind of do the same thing as you do. I go fake forehand, backhand, pull it over, back to my forehand, and try to just go right under the bar. I was okay in the shootout. Decent set of mitts. Couldn't play any defense, boys.
Favorite Russian to ever play in the league? I would have to go with Datsuk.
Datsuk was nasty. I would say I love Semin just because he played no defense. He played his offside. And Kovalchuk, too, just the way he could cock a one-timer. Alexei Kovalev, though, for me. Gun to my head. I want to take this one, Raymond Butterfield. How much do you guys dudes make in the Finnish league?
Holy shit. Where was that? I must have missed that.
Yeah, it must be low and slow. Raymond Butterfield.
Oh, here we go.
Raymond Butterfield, Swish, how much money are top dogs in the Finnish league making? Seems as you played there, always wonder what European leagues make as it's not public. I mean, listen, a guy like Nick Ritchie just went over and played. Not only did he get suspended for 10 games or whatever it was, but it was enough money for a guy like Nick Ritchie who's played almost 500 National Hockey League games to go over there and make. So I would say top dogs over there are making anywhere from 200 to 300 gluten-free, which I mean is tax-free money. So yeah, pretty good sheet. It's not the top paying league. I think you'd make more, a little bit more, maybe in Sweden, but in Europe, as I want to explain to you, it's all about what teams you play for. So every league has probably 3 or 4 teams that can really pay top money. So if you play on the bigger clubs, and especially the teams that play in the Champions League over there, they can kind of pay you and pull you in and persuade you to come play there. So it's more so what team you play for versus what league is what I kind of found, unless you're playing in Russia, of course, and you're going to get the ruble.
Good question.
Oh, my God. Derek Ryan just thrown it to the pillows there. Just no shot is a bad shot, right? So especially at this time, and you're a third line guy, throw it to the cage. Anything can happen. You can hit the fucking skee ball machine and just ramp up, top corner. Who knows? This game's a weird game. You're playing with a goddamn biscuit that can turn on its side and do anything. Sometimes that thing has a mind of its own, like your wrench at 4 a.m.
Sneaky play by Draisaitl there. It's boxed out. Matthews on the forecheck.
Dry. Yeah, I don't know if he's. They make a good point. Like, is he hurt or is he just? Is he just not himself? I mean, we've all been not ourselves over here folks.
I haven't really noticed that, but people are saying it's his skating. But I'm like trying to watch. I don't know.
He's always like a more methodical guy too. It's not like he's ever at like tip top speed. You know what I mean? Like
he's never like churning and burning. He's kind of just like he's like Kucherov. Like he's already going. Yeah,
absolutely, folks. If you're following along right now, again we have Dose in this game as Evander Kane. Oh my God, that was sick. He just power drove that thing to the far post. Evander Kane. Folks, right now, 8:10, 8:09, 8:08 to play in the third period. That is the final frame. Again, we have a 2-2 game.
Oh, my God.
As we exchange, just power moves. Remember back in the day, and I'm not to, like, date ourselves, but going back to, like, mid-2000s, guys would never drive the far post like that. Like, your chin would literally be stapled to the post. Like, now it's like two guys going across the crease, and that D-man in the middle used to come across and just elbow you directly in the head, as you would say.
Just Scott Stevens.
Yes.
EuroLeague always seem fun. Not going to lie, I go to a game one day. I just want to mention something that's like kind of obvious, but I feel like the reason why European sports leagues have such a vibrant crowd and they're so crazy is because they don't price out the tickets. They have the ticket prices so like the average person can go.
Yeah.
So like, for example, if you're at MSG and obviously like the leagues, a lot of those tickets are so fucking expensive. It's so corporate and it results in like less crazy fans. So yeah.
How nuts is it in Switzerland? They literally had flares in the stands, like people lighting shit on fire. And that's just like, they literally had fires in the stands.
That's so
How nuts is that? People just celebrate with a flare, like a Ric Flair. It was insane.
Where do Little Caesars an all-time pizza? Ever since I saw how they made their sauce, I have not gotten it. I didn't really go there anyway.
How do they make it?
It's disgusting. It's in like a plastic tub, and it's like brown. And to get it red, they have to like put dye in it.
No.
So yes, it's nasty. It's really disgusting.
Oh, I mean, I never was a fan of it, but
no,
oh my God.
Just when I'm like, I used to smoke a ton of weed, not anymore.
Right.
We would go get the $5 Little Caesars pizza for $5 delivery. Half the time you go in there, someone's in there with a gun trying to open the register. But
was that at ASU, the $5 fuck me up, or was that dating back to like the junior days?
Both.
Oh
I had it. Yeah, I had it a lot in Maryland. Loving the Franklin switch. Hell yeah! What up, Drew Miller, friend of the show, or rather a regular.
Chilla Miller, what up, fella? How we doing, baby? Good to see you.
The NHL expands with city, Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City or Hotlanta, baby. I love a strip club in Hotlanta. I need to get there. So Magic City, the Lou Williams, the Lou Willville booth. That is a bucket list spot for me. So I would love to see it in Atlanta. I don't know if it makes the most sense, but let's get to ATL, baby.
All right, back to the game here. But yeah, I agree.
Folks, back to the game right now. We have 7:51 on your clock right now. 2-2 in this game, live from Rogers Place in Edmonton, Alberta. But more importantly, live from the couch as Bobby Gucci and Jay Swish bring you coverage you literally cannot find anywhere else in the world, folks. So again, thank you for tuning in. We will have one or two more commercial breaks in terms of if this game goes to bonus hockey. Right now, Robbie, my fucking feet are hurting because I, again, have dress shoes on. Folks, I have my full-on dress shoes on. They are hurting my dear fuck, but I'm going to stay with it. I got to stay in character. I got to stay with the shades on. That's what I do. Again, we will probably have one or two more commercial breaks to round out the latter half of this final frame. But if we see bonus hockey, of course, we will stay on with you, the people. Again, this stream is always brought to you by Butter Golf and Heat Daddy merch. Folks, go check those out. A live look in here at Zach Hyman, Rob. Rob, gun to your head. I know they asked you, but are you still staying on the Edmonton train? And would you bet they get it done in regulation, or does this thing go to OT?
Yeah, I think they're going to squeak one in regulation here. I don't know. They've been so hot recently. McDavid looks good right now, but dude, the way he fucking skates is unbelievable. I don't understand it. I hate that play by Bouchard, but Bouchard, I like him, so no disrespect. Wow, that's straight out. No, that hit something. Yeah, I think they squeak one in regulation here. I don't know. I just think they're buzzing a little bit harder than the Leafs, but you can't count out the Leafs. You know the big boys on the Maple Leafs are going to make a push. So, yeah. Someone tell us the odds. If anyone can go on their app, what are the odds right now for the live line? I would love to know. I would guess, if I had to guess, it would be like, I don't know. Oilers minus 130.
Sorry, I'm just sending out a tweet here, Rob. We got an OT watch. I'm going to try to get some more people in on this. Folks, again, If you've been on here the whole time or you're just tapping in, we always appreciate you hanging out with the boys over here at Hockey Night in Scottsdale. 6:50 to play. I agree with you, Rob. I think the Edmonton Oilers will probably squeak one out here in the next 5 minutes. I just think it's kind of got that feel. A late game heroic. Now, that would be an absolute Chelsea dagger, because if you know from the other night when the Toronto Maple Leafs lost to the Detroit Red Wings in the dying seconds of that game, remember that? Kristen Fisher celebrating on the bench, our boy.
Yep.
That was a late turnover.
Oh!
My chin tuck.
That was interference, no?
Was that McCabe? Oh, my God.
Oh,
laying
my
on lumber.
God. That came out of nowhere.
That was insane.
Now I might think the Leafs are going to win. Holy fucking shit. Who?
That was crazy.
He got buried.
Why did he do that?
I don't know.
That was sick.
We've got him like 6 minutes left in the game. Like, it's kind of a close call there for interference. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a pussy.
I'm in actual awe right now. That was an unbelievable hit by McCabe. Fucking rights fella.
Chad, who the fuck just got stapled there?
That was Zach Hyman.
Hyman got stapled?
Oh, yeah. His chin was on the fucking
Jesus.
dasher. That's why it was such a good hit. I was
And he's
like
like a thick boy. To see him go down like that. Wow.
yeah, but you see he was kind of reaching. He was looking up, and McCabe said, "You reach, I'll teach." My God, that was a fucking – he stapled him. Jesus. Tim Stapleton. Holy fuck. I mean, that's a risky hit. Like, you're risking
That's
like
what I'm saying.
a 2 minute. You're risking a 5 minute. You never know with these referees, man, especially playing Edmonton in Edmonton. You know they're looking for every call. Oh, my Soak City.
It all happened so fast, like I couldn't tell.
That hit
It was late.
is Lilgren leaking? That hit him hard, dude.
He's like really kicked up.
Yeah, yeah, I did.
Noah Gregor throwing the body. Fastest guy in the NHL.
Yeah, I mean, you like the chat just said, you got to stay off the tracks there. But he was reaching, he was looking up, he was looking for that pill, and McCabe came in with the goddamn fucking cold shoulder and just clocked him. That's a nice fucking shoulder from the kid out of Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Second-round draft pick in 2012 of the Buffalo Sabres. Behind who? Well, the guy sitting on the goddamn couch, Jay Swish. Wow.
Can someone tell me what the line is for to win this game? I'm curious. Yeah, I'm gonna say the Ristolainen is Edmonton like -130, right? Honestly, I don't see the Leafs being a dog, but with Edmonton, they're so hot and they're at home. I don't know.
That's a great little slip play there to try to exit the zone. Ultimately, Kampf made a good play. Warren Foegele, Draisaitl, and Evander Kane. I don't know. I mean, I think if anything is getting done here, it's going to be McDusty, the way he's been buzzing. Man, I can't get over that hit by McCabe. Like, what a fucking body. Jesus Christ, man. That was insane. That was so sick. Uh-oh, here's a goal.
Oh, what a shot. What a
save, too. He was low. I mean, he wasn't even on top of the paint there. That was a great save. Martin Jones stayed back. He didn't even really confront McDavid there. He let him shoot low blocker and just made the save. But, yeah, folks, again, if you're following along right now, I can't even really talk right now because I'm just so wrapped up in that hit, and this action is actually really good. Like, this game has really picked up. We have 3:43 remaining and counting in this game right now. We have 2-2 live from the couch. As always, Bobby Gucci, Jay Swish, as the Toronto Maple Leafs send that 200 feet, and that'll go for icing as Darnell Nurse touches up on the hybrid. Ooh, the Leafs are hanging on right now. I think the only thing that's getting them through is they're going to show that hit again by McCabe. I hope. No, maybe not.
How do they not show that?
This has got to be the hit.
I love Mitch, but
this has got to be the hit, right?
Yeah. Oh, no, that's clean.
You reach, I'll teach, baby. Yeah, I mean, he's reaching. He doesn't look his shoulder, his chin. Jesus Christ. Wow, that's assault, brother, as Billy Madison would say. Folks, again, right now, tree left in the third period, as Pat Foley would say, the late Pat Foley, who used to announce with the Chicago Blackhawks, one of the better play-by-play guys of all time. So Pat Foley would love that call. That is 3:33 left in the third period. Wow, we have a great play, great action, Jackson, going on right now. This looks like a scene out of Tropic Thunder when they think they're in Vietnam for war, but they're actually there for war, but inside of a movie. Kind of crazy going on right now, brother. A lot of hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, like, dude, honestly, Edmonton is playing right now like they need to win in regulation. Like, McStevenson is going absolutely bananas out there.
Oh, my God, it's a goal.
Yeah.
Oh! It was a goal. It was a goal.
We called it.
Yeah, we did.
We called it. They're going to get a greasy one in regulation.
Man, McLeod, what a play here. I mean, as soon as you see him step up from behind the cage, the goalie is so far back, Mark Jones, as he has to be, so that whole side is open. And what a heady shot by McLeod. He didn't Richard panic. He saw the opportunity, and he said, I have the whole far side. Watch this play here, Rob.
Tough on the Leafs for that shift. The boys were just gassed.
Oh, McDavid is just giving it to him. What a battle.
Wow, that's a high stick questionable. No?
I don't know. He corrals his puck. Riley again gets lost on the post.
Oh my God.
He gets lost on the other post.
That's a great shot though, dude.
Yep, but Martin Jones sitting back. I mean, that thing didn't even need to go that far bunk, but what a play by McDavid. Where is he? He's on top of the cage, taking away his eyes. That is a great play by the captain. I mean, look at him battling in the fucking corner. And then what does he do? He doesn't stay on the outside, Rob. He goes right to the front of the net. That ends up helping the ultimate goal scorer there. What a play by McDavid. That is such heady hockey.
Now, can't you review a missed high stick now?
Mm-hmm. I think you can, but I don't know.
I'm surprised they didn't take a look at that.
That was
maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, that was. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
they might be talking about it.
Yeah, I think they are.
No, they're not. But yeah, dude, McDavid.
I mean, what a dog on a bone there. I mean, for a tired Leafs group, right? Riley ices that puck, and then they get it back in the zone. And what does he do? He goes right to the fucking front of the cage after winning a battle on the wall in the corner. And that's just winning hockey. What a psycho. What a sick fuck.
Dude, McDavid also was on the ice for so long, or right before, maybe he had a quick breather on the bench, but that's the type of guy, like, he fucking just separates himself from, obviously he's naturally skilled, but he fucking wants it. Like,
oh, yeah.
He's
a sicko. He's a complete sicko.
Win now.
And he knows how the season started, and he knows what they were saying about him there. He knows they were saying he's not the same player as he is. He was battling a little bit of an injury. And what does he do? He's had arguably the best 20-game stretch of the season, if not the best. So, folks, again, we're going to our final commercial break here.
Chat, baby.
Unless there's another timeout. Bobby Gooch, what do we got?
Why did Matthews get McDavid the fuck out of the goalie's way? McKinnon would have, Bergen would have. I don't know. I wouldn't be too hard on it. I mean, Matthews is a great two-way player. It kind of unfolded quickly there. Just a great play by McLeod to, like, stay patient, throw it up top. But McDavid was absolutely battling with, who was that? Riley?
Yeah, it was Riley. But I think the guy makes a good point. Like, in hindsight, it's always 20/20, right? Maybe you clear him from the paint. But, yeah, that's a tough play and a great shot nonetheless by a guy like Ryan McLeod.
We will stop for Wings of Buffalo, no doubt about it. Buffalo tickets, March 30th. We got 230 people watching March 30th at the Rec Room. Hockey Night Scottsdale doing a live show. The Leafs are in town to play the Sabres. Tickets will be on sale next week. They will sell out, like we said. If you want to go, we want to see you there. So jump on those early. Thank you to everybody that's been in the fucking chat from start to beginning. I mean, this is the latest Hockey Night Scottsdale we've ever done.
Yeah, it's been great.
Honestly, yeah, I mean, battery, look, we kind of get off the rails a little bit. But yeah, thank you. No more podcasts. I'm not sure if that's referring to me. The Heat Daddy Show, I kind of replaced it with streaming. We'll see. I'm definitely going to jump on there and do more podcasts. Let's see. Has the refs called any penalties? Has there been a penalty? One?
One aside. Yep, one aside. Confirmed. One power play. I mean, honestly, it's been a great affair in terms of just 5-on-5 play.
Yeah, Sammy, I hear you. I think you speak for all Leaf fans. Obviously, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, Switch, like with the just how frustrating it has to be in such a passionate market to not win in so long. I mean, fuck.
I mean, they definitely need to play heavier hockey come April, and I think you instill that in the regular season. And I think you have a great point there in terms of that has to be a box out in some end, right? In a battle, in a playoff series, you need more. I'm not saying you need it right now in January, but I think, and I love Poppy. He's one of my favorite players. He's a great dude. He's a friend of the show. I just think if it's not him, if it's a defenseman, that right there, I think you have to be able to clear the paint and get 97 out of there. Now, we're a couple assholes sitting on the couch, Rob, so who are we to say? But we're back to the game here, folks. We'll take a couple more questions again, maybe if Edmonton ices this game. But right now, let's take a live look in at the Maple Leafs 6-on-5 as Willie Nylander, Willie Styles with the white spray paint grabs the puck, and we are going to get to work here. Maybe they tie this thing up. You never know here. So the boys in white tonight are down, trailing the home team, the Edmonton Oilers. It's been a great matchup. A lot of 5-on-5 play. Both teams throwing both ways, chins tucked, ready to play here. So been a great Canadian matchup. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Leafs get one here, Rob. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing about Matthews. I was going to mention, like, you know, people want to criticize that exact play, but here's a guy that can.
Oh my God! Wow, who iced that? Was that
holy shit?
Who iced that game? That had to be a D-man just flipping a burger out.
Sucks it, man. Riley, just such a motherfucker of a game, too. That's a tough one to lose, Swish. Like, I think I think Toronto came out. They played well. Second period slowed down a little bit. But overall, like, I don't think either of these teams played bad tonight. Like, it was a good game.
No, it was a great game. But do you think Toronto maybe got a little overzealous in terms of the start of the game? Like, they thought it was going to be easy the rest of the night. They backed off. They did in the first period. They got it going a little bit early in the second period. Now, Edmonton kind of seized the game. Around the 10-minute marker, they really took the screws to him. Draisaitl gets that late goal, goes into the third period. And honestly, Rob, I would say this period has been controlled by Edmonton. Again, I don't think Toronto played bad, but I don't think they played good enough to win necessarily.
Yeah, I mean, that's what when there's like laps in coverage, like a couple of those goals, just like that can change the whole game. It's like this is the fucking NHL. You make one mistake, the other guys are good enough to capitalize on it. So, yeah, I mean, listen. Edmonton, I hats off to Edmonton though. Like 20 seconds into this game, they give up a goal and they just turn the fucking ship around and said we're gonna win this game. We're the hottest team in the league right now. So I'm impressed with Edmonton. I'm not gonna lie. I think
they're legit. I think the way that Stuart Leonard Skinner played tonight was indicative of what they need moving forward. Their defense was good enough. They played inside the dots. They played hard. They made the plays they needed to play in terms of limiting the Leafs. And I think the biggest thing is for Edmonton and as well as the Leafs, both teams stayed on the box. This was a 5-on-5 playoff affair. Now, I think, one team maybe gets 4 or 5, 6 penalties. Maybe they go on the power play. This is a different game. But I love how it was just 5-on-5 tonight, Rob. It was a great matchup. Again, I would think from my side of things, I thought Stuart Skinner was really good. I thought that goal by Draisaitl, man, that was a great little play. Just a very crafty Datsuk-like play. So, and then ultimately McDavid, he needed to be McDavid when he was, and now he doesn't factor into that goal, the game winner, but he has every piece and all of his footprints around that thing. So great game here by both teams. I would say the Leafs, they played okay, not probably good enough to win, but Edmonton, they stay hot. And now, Rob, that is 11 wins in a row. And this team, man, if they can go undefeated going into the All-Star break, look the fuck out because they have serious momentum going into the second half and the latter part of the season when you need to be playing your best hockey.
Yeah, and before we sign off here, absolutely swear that was a great speech there to cap off the game. We're going to try to be in Minnesota for the Frozen Four. Coming up, we have Calgary this Saturday at Cowboys. The following week, New York City, we still have after-party tickets on sale. The following week, we will be in Toronto. We don't know if there's a show yet, but we will be around. Buffalo, March 30th. We have Edmonton sprinkled in between, but you'll see the announcements. Thank you, everybody, for joining that's watched along. Man, I think we're at an over 200-person clip the whole time. It's absolutely incredible. Yeah, guys, thank you so much. So last comment, Swish, anything remaining? That's it for me. Thank you. We're going to throw up all your comments on the screen, but yeah.
No, thank you guys for tuning in. Obviously, we do this for you, the people. We love tuning in. This was a great game tonight. And again, thank you for tapping in. The chat really got going. I really enjoy engaging with you guys. As Robbie Gooch said, we will be in Calgary, boots on the ground, chins tucked in Western Canada this Friday, show on Saturday. So if you're thinking about coming, maybe you're in Moose Jaw, maybe you're in Saskatoon, maybe you're in the eastern part of BC or even Manitoba, do it, baby. Why not? You got a free ticket. Come hang out with the fellas. And again, as always, low and slow over here at Hockey Night. Thank you again. We really appreciate you. We love you guys.